5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Charmed Fantasy, where we are playing Dungeons of Drakkenheim. Created by the Dungeon Dudes and DM'd on this channel by our guest, very, very special, and I mean special, guest DM, Josh Henderson. You might have enjoyed the most recent episode and the chaos therein, and the voiceover. I think that's what's going to be happening. We haven't taken care of it yet, so this is a strange time dilation. It is your present, but our past. In any case, I'm Charm, and these are some of my favorite people, and this is my favorite game. And we're going to just roll out this show as we are in the midst of a rat's nest. It is a fantastic, fantastic experience. Makes me feel like harkening back to my very first days with the very first encounters, and not just in D&D, but some of the oldest video games. Your first enemies back in the day. Goddamn rats.
Damn
So,
rats.
yep.
Why does it have to be rats?
I am playing Erasmus Saint Wraith, aka Ghost. He is a member of the Silver Order, rising up thanks to his friends making him look so good with our mission running, outperforming strike teams before we were even a strike team for the Silver Order. Stacked out in his +1 half plate, and he is putting it to good use. He is tanking hits amidst the rats right now. He is a mutagenicist apothecary with a more spirit empowered take rather than a chemical, Dr. Mr. Hyde inspiration. He's a human. He's just turned 18, and boy, it's been a great birthday week for him. I'm going to pass on to Laurie. Introduce yourself, your character.
Excellent. Fair enough. I'm Laurie. I am playing Ryan the Line. He goes by Rye. Rye is a level 4 warlock with a cosmic patron. Look to the stars, ask for some help. Boom. There it is. Her really driving motivation right now here in Drakkenheim is to kill the monsters, try to eliminate this what she sees as this mindless destructive force. They killed her family. She hasn't gotten over that, and in her mind she doesn't see a scenario where Drakkenheim goes forward while these monsters are still here. So she's in to kill monsters, really enjoying being part of a team because she's quickly realizing that the three of them can get a lot done. So this is good. She's actually having a good time. So yeah, let's do it some more.
Awesome. And then our final player, last but never least, Isaac. Please introduce yourself, your character, and your fun social stuff.
Hey, I'm Isaac. I'm playing Phalles the Curious, a talented and very normal mage of the Amethyst Academy. And yeah, I'm half of Conflux Dice with my wife Michelle, and I am Conflux Creatures on Patreon. I make just an unconscionable number of monster stat blocks. I think I'm up to about 2,000 now, along with hundreds of spells and magic items. It's a good time all around, and that's me.
Awesome. All right. Once again, big thank you to our Dungeon Master for running this very comprehensive module, but this isn't his first rodeo, Josh Henderson.
Definitely not my first rodeo. Hold on one second.
Just coughing and dying.
It's fine. It's casual.
Like pretending to take a drag of a cigarette and
Yeah.
like, I've done this before.
Yeah, I'm old hat. No, just my cigarette was apparently my water bottle. So
It's trying to kill you, man.
yeah, you know what? Water often tries to kill me. Hi everybody, welcome back. As a little bit of a recap of our last session, our intrepid three here decided to go to what's a place called the Rat's Nest Tavern on the far west side, northwest side of Drakkenheim, which their entrance to Drakkenheim from Emberwood Village is far southeast. So this was quite the journey. Kind of a lot of different perils along the way, but made it safely. And then started investigating. They were sent here to get a large shard of delirium from or for the Amethyst Academy, and then also rescue Petra Lang, who is Anselm's brother or sister rather. And she was one of the kind of forward scout parties of the Hooded Lanterns. They encountered these ratlings, kind of the worst that happened. The scout party broke apart. She was captured and is presumably held for kind of future food consumption, because that's kind of the general idea of the ratlings, that they find fresh meat, they keep it for a little while they go through their current stock. Currently unknown whether Petra Lang is alive or dead, but the thought is that she's still alive. It's only been a couple hours, maybe 12, so 12 to 16. It's got some time, usually based on what's going on in the storehouses of the Ratlings. But these brave three have already moved into the burrow at the bottom of Rat's Nest Tavern, which Rat's Nest Tavern as a building was genuinely a bustling, I'm going to say lowbrow, kind of piece of Western Drakkenheim that was hit with a broken off shard of delirium as the meteor fell. And in that asteroid crater, the Ratlings had moved in, started kind of terrorizing the western portion of Drakkenheim, and that's where our heroes find themselves now. So they have already gone down deep into the burrow. They've already cleared out one of the I'm gonna say apartments. It doesn't really seem like apartments is like the right word, but like I'm gonna use apartments. One section of this of the Ratlings, and are currently moving further down into it. So to update the players,
the rat dorms.
We know that they're alerted at this
the
point, right?
What's up?
We know that they're alerted to our presence at this point.
Yes. So you killed all but one, as one essentially kind of seeing the fate that was going to befall them, just ran down the passage. So where you are right now is you are on the southern edge, or the southern section of the burrow, underneath the Rat's Nest Tavern. You have gone through a tunnel that seems to branch off into different like little dens. And as you search those dens, you have found some stuff already, which we talked about at the end of last session. Kind of killed everyone in that den. Time check. Sun is setting actively. So the sun is currently starting to set, which means, based on what you've been seeing and hearing in the burrow itself, and what you know of the area, that means that there is going to be a Ratling hunting party going out into Drakkenheim from where you are right now. So they haven't left yet, because you haven't seen a whole whole group of them leave yet. But that is the general time frame vibe, is that now you are in the most active time that the burrow would be. You happen to find yourselves in the middle of the burrow as things start to wake up and become more active. So
Perfect.
Think of it like everyone's waking up and starting to get coffee before they go out and do their job. That's now where you find yourself.
We hit the coffee group. Got
Yeah.
it.
Have we heard how large these reported hunting parties are?
I don't think so. They vary. So it probably varies based on food need, kind of what's going on in the burrow at the time. So it could be all of them. It could be none of them. It could be a decent amount, right? It could just be an empty burrow. But it's a fair, safe assumption to say that at least some of them would stay in the burrow, but it might thin out if you waited long enough. But as you said, they are alerted to you, so maybe waiting is not the greatest option. It really depends on how you want to approach it.
Right.
But that is where we currently are. Just kind of updating everyone here. I changed the music. It's very dramatic. It is playing in my ears, and it's giving me a lot of anxiety. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to you guys. What do we want to do? We're in the burrow. Let's get it going.
I feel like we need to move quickly. There's a chance we could maybe catch whatever group that has been alerted at this point before word spreads more widely, or we could try to lay low.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
I only have
think
so
it's a
much.
move.
I only have so much time on this spell, and it's really helpful to kill these guys. As I point to the floating magical fist of my spiritual weapon, flavored as a gauntlet, and I am rushing with it.
I think we are sprinting to the north of that T intersection.
I'm with you. Let's
down
go.
to the south.
Okay, so to clarify, so you're going south.
No, I thought we were we went south, and then we went south again at the T, and then we turned left. We went south again at the T.
Yeah.
So I think we're going the other way at that T that we turned at the first time.
Oh,
or not the first time, but most recently.
So to kind of give an additional map, so you came in, let's say, in the center of the burrow. There are paths north and paths south. You took the path south. You hit a T junction. You went left or west, and then you went down from there because there was only that one way down. That's where you currently are in that hallway. The one rattling that ran further south because it is a through passage. So ran further south down that way. But you did notice that there is a way kind of on the T intersection, which I think is where you are at Bailey's. You can go the other way should you want to. You just have to go kind of back up to the T intersection.
Okay, if we peek in there and we see what looks like a dead end, with no sister to rescue, I say we just try to cause a cave in and turn around the other way. See if we can contain the news of our presence.
All right, I like that idea. Quick question, out of game. We saw where the large delirium crystal had been taken out and moved, right?
Yep. You saw where it landed, and then it was clearly moved. Yeah.
Got it. As far as which way it was moved, tracks where it went.
You're in it. I mean, you only saw it pulled down. But there's so many feet tracks in here. It's impossible to tell exactly where it is.
Okay, because I was gonna say go that way. Okay, no, that sounds good. If there's nothing else down there, let's clear this one out and move on.
It feels like there's numbers here that we won't be able to handle if they all gang up on us. So yeah, I think we're rushing down that passage to the south.
Okay, so straight through essentially like the dorms. Okay, great. So you head down through that passage. You do come across another T intersection.
Oh no.
But as you're standing there, don't even need to do perception checks in this one. The same sound in the same volume seems to be coming from both.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's like a U to like a bigger chamber. Yeah, no point in stealth. Thales has forgotten his caution for a moment, and he is just like rushing forward down the right passageway.
The right passageway. Okay. So as you head down the right, it's a quick turn, kind of down the T intersection. It's not a wide T. Kind of a quick around to the right. You can actually see pretty quickly and pretty far down this passage, and you see kind of a large, like a spacious chamber at the end of this, that looks like a very large nest. Like if you were to think of like a rattling nest that is more important than the nest you have come through, this is what you would think of. It's got a whole bunch of like precious stuff in it. It's got a whole bunch of stuff like a good example I think that kind of keeps coming to mind is in I think it's Labyrinth, when she meets the people that put the stuff on their backs.
Oh, the hoarding people, yeah.
That's kind of the vibe. It's like, oh yeah, well, you wouldn't want to forget your stuffy. And then they like put their, stuff there. So that's kind of what this rat's nest looks like. So it looks like it's like a bunch of things that ratlings think are important and precious are kind of stacked in this room. You can't see unless you go all the way down to the chamber, like out to the left of the opening. That's what you see kind of given a little bit of pause or break you have between actually seeing anybody. That's what you see at the end of the chamber.
Now we heard them speaking common earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do we hear a rattling up ahead, shouting, "There's a bunch of humans down here"?
You actually, interestingly, don't hear shouting. You do hear conversation, but that's pretty much exactly what you hear. It's like it's not a big enough place where you wouldn't be able to understand it. But you do hear at least. Actually, it seems like just one voice speaking to another who doesn't seem to be responding. Like it doesn't seem like it's addressing a group. Let me put it a different way. It seems like it's like, they're coming. You need to alert the others. They're coming. Kind of like they're speaking to like one person.
Yeah. So, I think I run into one of these piles, pause for a second to listen, and then leap out around the corner.
Okay, into the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of jump into the room, you see a couple things. One, you see the delirium shard. It's pretty big, pretty obvious. It's in the middle of this precious pile, but it is definitely a nest. Like, it looks like this is like an altar nest. You see the rattling who got away, essentially the same one. I mean, it's the same assumption. It's the same one. They all look the same at this point. But next to it, you see what looks to be, at least what you immediately clock, is more of a religious figure. That the rattling that ran from the dorms is speaking to. They also have an imp right next to them. So Isaac, I need you to roll me initiative. Where are the other two, Erasmus and Ryan? Where are you two as he does this?
Probably
not knowing that he has popped in.
I'm still around the corner on our way.
Ready to pop out.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see. What's that?
Wow, seriously?
That's a 15 for me.
15. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Oop, that's not where I wanted to open that.
I'm at 11.
10.
All right, I'm gonna need those numbers again in a second. Okay, so you're at a 10, Rasmus. What'd you get, Rand?
11.
11, and Felice.
15.
15. Perfect. Let me organize this. Okay. Wow, I'm gonna stop rolling this dice. I'm rolling terribly. Oh my god.
Darn.
Okay. So Felice, you did, because you're at the top of the initiative order, you did get not the drop, so it's not a surprise round, but you do go first, so you kind of get the drop, so to speak, on this.
Sort of like getting the drop, especially compared to my usual low initiative.
Yeah.
It's very like I just get an extra turn.
Yeah, exactly.
I love you.
Oh goodness. Okay, so it's just the two of them. And I've still got controlled mutation on Ryan. So I really shouldn't be right here. Yeah, I'm going to I'm just gonna do it. I'm casting Comet Shards once again.
Sick.
Nice.
All right.
Gonna spend delirium to make delirium. And I'm gonna reach for the shard.
Oh no.
And just draw out some of this purple radiance and condense it to several points of just searing light that are all just going to zip forward, just piercing through piles of trash to strike these guys. I'm going to have one of them strike the one that got away, okay. And the other three are going to strike the religious figure.
All right. Let's get it. So do I need to roll? I forget. Is it a spell
Oh,
save?
you know what? There's no. It's like a big magic missile.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I'm just rolling
go ahead and
damage.
roll it up.
Here we go. All right. So for the first dart on the weaker guy, that is 11 points of damage.
11. My God. Yeah. Okay. So you shoot that one out and immediately strikes that one. Got a mid-sentence, just and then falls over. As clearly the other one is now reacting to you. So, yes.
Okay, and then plus another 23 damage to the other one.
To the sick. Okay. So you step out, kind of one to the other because you know, pretty weak, easy enough, just one shot. And the other, you release the other four or the other three, and it hits this kind of religious figure, and you see it start to bleed underneath its robes, and you know, really about to just fall over, and just kind of wipes its mouth and kind of looks back up at you. It's still alive, barely. But,
So like within this kind of like treasure piles of rat treasure, right?
Yep.
Do any of them look sort of soft? Any kind of cloth heavy ones?
I mean, there's a couple cloth heavy ones because it looks like it's also a nest. So should you like need to jump,
I would like to just dive headfirst into the softest one of these, and see how much of myself I can like burrow into it.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. And the ability you just used, does it cause corruption?
It would. I can obviate that corruption twice per long rest. This is the second one of these that I've cast. So,
love that. Okay, great.
If I cast another corrupted spell, I do have to spend the delirium, and I will get the corruption.
Okay, great. Just wanted to double check. All right, awesome. Okay, so Ryan, you hear Phaley's battle cry further down the passageway. And then, kind of hear force magic, just bodies falling over. What would you like to do?
I would, okay, so we're going. Okay, he didn't wait, no time like the present. So I'm going to, I'm not going to rush in, I'm going to get up to, I'm assuming there's kind of like, we could pop around a corner a little bit to see what's going on.
There is, it's tricky because depending on where you were, which is kind of where I'm assuming everyone was when we started, specifically you two. There's no way you would have to fully expose yourself to see this religious figure with no movement to pop back, or you could stay and kind of hide behind the corner wall. It's like right on that cusp of movement.
Okay.
So just if that will kind of help. I think
Yeah,
it's about
perfect.
30 feet is kind of the distance there.
Perfect, no problem. No, it's going down. Let's get in there. So I'm going to pop in. I'm going to see what's going on. And you're having fun without me? Come on. Ooh, and let's do an Eldritch Blast to the guy.
Okay.
Because there's just one target left in there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, or there's not. 18, and what am I? 7.
Remember, you have I think you have advantage from the controlled mutation that I cast on you.
That's right.
Oh,
you do.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's crit fish, shall we?
Go for it.
Okay, so nat 20.
Oh, you fished and you caught.
I want a camera on here. Okay, so great. So there's that. And let's do some blasty, shall we? So
let's do so.
She goes running in there, not worried about caution at this point. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. That is a 7. We'll roll twice. And an 8. That's 15 and 10. So that's 25 points of. Let's give them radiant damage if the damage type matters.
Great. So you quickly kind of follow Phaley's into this room. Step around the corner, you see the large delirium shard. You see this kind of religious figure, assumed religious figure, kind of standing in the middle of this room that's filled with the the nest that the delirium is housed in. Quickly just another one shot immediately takes it out, so it kind of falls to the ground. And again, this room is quiet.
Nice.
So you could take some time to explore.
Do I see Phales?
Felix, you can roll a stealth check if you want.
Yeah, like, are you hidden
no,
in the
no.
nest?
I was trying, but
I see like
I
a foot
don't
hanging out
think
of the nest.
Bailey's would have gotten like more than his head and like maybe his shoulders in.
So you see these two
he's
legs
full
just
ass out.
sticking out. Yeah.
Nice. So without a Phales, we got him. Come on back out. Come on back out.
I suppose I was just investigating.
Nice. Okay, so looking around, looks okay. Ghost, room's clear.
I'm like covering our six, constantly summoning my spiritual fist every bonus action I can to follow. It's a little slower than we are, but I come through and go, Phales, you did this?
I must have. I honestly think that was mostly Ryan, but I helped.
Both of us.
Nice.
It's done. And we can see the large shard, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So you
how
can
large?
see. This is the fun bit. It weighs about 50 pounds to carry
Shit.
it out of here.
Okay.
So
That is enormous.
it is a massive shard, and it's covered with rock. So to carry it out of here would be pretty spicy. One of you would be encumbered. And I think the strongest one would be Erasmus, and Erasmus would be encumbered for sure.
I don't think anyone at the party
I'm
is
actually
strong.
not that strong.
I think we have an all-weak guy party.
Lovely. That it's going to be a struggle for all of you. But you
which
can get it
50
out.
pounds,
It will
honestly,
just
not
take
that bad.
Yeah.
If not for the fact that you can't touch it.
Exactly. There are ways that you can like carry it, right? Because it's got extra rock around it. So it's not like you have to touch it. There are ways that you could like drag it behind you, but it is weighty. You're gonna have to carry 50 pounds of this rock, which I don't know how strong all of you are, but
I'm gonna walk up to the rock. Is it kind of like in its own kind of place of honor, or it's just kind of situated into a pile?
yeah, it's definitely in its own place of honor. It almost looks like it's on like a very rough altar, if one could call it altar.
It's a little lifted up.
Very liberal, yeah, with the word altar, yeah. It's
outstanding, perfect. I'm gonna go next to that altar. Is there like a little bit of empty space in front of it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna take a curious glance as I do over at the religious figure that we just murdered. How's he looking? Does he look like he might be suffering some effects of corruption?
Oddly, no.
That's interesting.
I look at kind of my memory of every single rat folk we've encountered. We haven't seen any corruptive signs on them, have we?
Well, the fact that they speak and have weapons feels like they're a bit affected.
So either these were normal rats that were turned into these, or whatever these are is part of this magical world that is immune to the rock. Is Erasmus's out loud thought. He's not been around for Skaven rat folk things.
So it's not inherently harmful. It's just it requires adaptation. But I'm gonna go in front of that. I'm gonna reach back into my bag and pull out that circle of tissue paper.
There it is.
And I'm gonna lay it down and just start marking it with chalk at various points, and then just get on the other side of. I hope it's not affixed, but I'm gonna get on the other side of this this shard and attempt to just kind of shoulder it off without touching it with my bare skin.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me a strength check. Let's say I'm gonna assume that you're being mindful about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely strong enough to push 50 pounds, but am I strong enough to push 50 pounds from a
Carefully.
weird angle?
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
That's gonna be a 1.
No, so you attempted just. It's the thing where you like, almost like run and hit it, and then you're like, ooh, not great. That just dislocated my shoulder. Oh no.
Not a natural one, in fairness.
Bailey's-
It didn't hurt you. You just kind of hit it, and you're like, oh, I might need help.
Bailey's-
Maybe
How
someone
about
younger.
Yeah, how about if we all do this? So I'll go over. So there are places that we can grab it or push on it without having to put gloves on and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, think of it like it's embedded in rock, and so
Okay.
the rock is, quite frankly, most of the weight.
Okay.
But it's sealed enough in a way that you can, like, should you need to from either side, you could carry it between two of you.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Now-
But it's positioned in such a way that it could be pushed onto the disc. We could just push it.
Yeah.
push
And-
on, right?
Could I use the last, because my spiritual weapon is going to be gone soon.
Mhm.
Can I just have it do the pushing since I don't want to touch any
Sure.
of them?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I'm just like Raya's like feeling herself, man. We're killing
Mhm.
things. She's like, I got this. I got this.
I've lived this
Oh.
long not touching the glowing purple mutating rock stuff. I'm going to keep going with this intention.
If you're gonna
valid,
use,
good.
if
Keep
you're gonna use
helping.
that, go ahead and roll an attack roll for me. Actually, not even an attack roll because it's stationary. Go ahead and roll damage for it.
Could I also use mold earth to like smooth the stone underneath it to like
Ooh.
make it like slide along a little easier?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so go ahead and roll the damage. We'll have it because of that.
My damage?
I don't think he's trying to make an attack.
damage.
What are we
No,
doing
I know,
damage
but
on?
it's the spiritual weapon. Like, you can push it, but it's gonna. I mean, it's a spiritual weapon. It's gotta hit something.
All right.
I can
it's
try
gonna
to
be
give
like
it a
2
push.
damage.
I can try
Maybe
to give it a push
push
and see
it,
what
'cause
happens.
This will be bad if
I
it
don't-
shatters.
Yeah, let me. And again, Ryan, just feeling herself. It's like, no, we
Okay.
can totally get this. We can totally.
And
Shit.
you can have your spiritual weapon help too, because it'll be the last thing I think it
Oh.
does.
Right.
Okay,
I'd
that's
rather
cool.
that.
So straight strength, athletics,
Go
maybe.
ahead and roll it with advantage because of the help from the spiritual weapon.
Yeah, the big
Okay.
gauntlet is
That's cool.
helping you out.
Athletics, just straight strength.
Let's
It's
let's
It's
do
push,
athletics.
right?
Yeah.
it's straight.
We'll do
It's
athletics.
16 on the dice.
Okay, with advantage.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So you managed to, with the help of this, so you kind of position your shoulder in just a way that there's like rock in between you and the crystal, and then you see this glove just land next to you and just, shunk, and you manage to roll it onto this this molded earth. Wasn't very difficult to mold the earth. It's not really an altar. It's just kind of a mound with like a thing on it. So easy enough to just kind of almost like tilt it. So it rolls down kind of to the bottom. What were you trying to put it on the disc? What were you trying to
That's
do?
what I thought.
Yeah. So what? So Thales, what were you trying to do? You took tissue paper. Outline.
I'm going to take 10 minutes and cast Tensor's floating disc.
Okay.
And the tissue paper is just going to like tense up and rise up, just kind of bowing a little bit in the middle, like it's a trampoline. Despite being tissue paper, it seems to be holding up the stone.
Nice. And
I'm assuming it weighs less than 500 pounds. I think that's the limit.
Yeah, it does. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
50. So.
Okay.
and while that's happening, certainly taking a look at the rat's nest and pieces of things that are there. What do we see as we look around? She says, rolling perception or
Yeah, go and do investigation. Yeah.
Alright. Why are you not loving me? 13. All right, 16.
16. So you don't see anything really of use. It basically just looks like a place that this religious kind of figure of the Ratlings slept, stayed, whatever that was like, and then filled with offerings to them. But it doesn't It's pretty thin. If this was like an offering, like an altar, that's kind of like not. It seems too thin for what you've been seeing or what you've been hearing while in the burrow. It basically was just this crystal was the big win here. There's nothing else really around.
It's a great win. Okay.
Yeah, there is another path, I will say, to the, because you guys came in from the northwest. There is another path to the northeast, which you
Like
do
straight
hear
from
some
the
sounds.
one straight from up from the crater, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, so that one heads deeper into the burrow, but it seems to be like kind of a like you were saying, kind of like a U, but the U went like this, and then the bottom went like up like this. So you're in the bottom of a different U now, and the other side of that is now going up into a different hallway.
Yeah, so that's the one like basically due east of us, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like due like east, northeast. Yeah, the passage to the northeast is a new passage to you. You haven't been down yet, and you actually hear. Actually, each of you go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're casting this 10-minute.
Jesus,
thing.
Yeah, it's a 5 for me.
That is a 12 for me.
7.
7. Okay. What did you get, Brian? Sorry.
5.
5. Great. So, Pheles, you're the only one who hears a very faint woman's voice coming from that passage. Can't tell what it says, but all of the common that you have heard or been told spoken is in kind of the guttural accent, I guess, of the Rattlings. So this is
Raccent.
Yeah,
the Raccent. God.
Yeah.
Dip your way to Stradiville.
I'm going to
Terrible.
I'm going to take a longing look at the shard. I'm gonna stop casting the spell, and I'm going to gesture to the other two. What was her name? It was
Petra.
With a P?
With a P. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I think it might be Petra down that way.
And we should find her, right?
There's no time to waste.
Oh, there you go.
Right. And we'll come back. Okay.
Bailey's just rushing down so he can get back to the shop as fast as possible.
Look at Ghost. Let's go.
All right. We move on. I'm trying to think if I want to cast anything while we move. Nope. That's it.
All right. And your spiritual weapon has gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just there to help out a little bit.
Yep.
It did.
So as you just start to race down this passageway, you see to your left, oddly, it almost seems like just kind of a one-off nest, which is kind of weird. As you pass it, you're like, that's a strange. Anyway, and just kind of keep running. You come across another T intersection, but this time you're at a different angle for it. You're at one of the T arms as opposed to the base. So if you run straight, what you see kind of through this passageway is you see a bunch of like rotten meat and kind of stacked food boxes and starting to rot food. And kind of right in the middle, you see this grime-covered kind of weak figure that's clearly tied, starting to kind of like lean up from her knees. And she's still alive in this kind of pile of almost like rotten refuse. And to your right, as you get to the T intersection, is another large room with what looks to be about 6 or 7 individual rattlings in it, and it looks like they are praying at the actual altar. So now you've seen the actual altar for this rat god.
So sprinting down here, I think I probably like just rushed straight past there, saw a bunch of rattlings in there.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Get it to a halt.
With that, go ahead and roll stealth with disadvantage.
Thanks.
As you're like, oh look, person, and then just immediately rush into the hallway.
That's a natural 20 for the high roll, and
a
natural 1 for the low roll.
We love to see it. We love to see it. So you, oh, I love that. So you're rushing and you kind of get to the tea intersection and you're like, that's interesting. You step in and it's the freeze frame of like you in the middle of the hallway as like 3 of the ratlings are like, they're like worshiping this thing. They're like, man, I wonder what, and they look over and they see you mid-stride in the hallway and you're like,
I feel like I froze like long enough to establish that they hadn't seen me, and then I just took a deep sigh, and they all turned around.
But regardless, you kept moving. So, Felice, you are now in kind of what is considered the food cache. Rand and Erasmus, I assume that you guys were following, but didn't quite rush that T intersection.
Yep.
Cool. So everyone roll initiative. We're kicking off again. Actually, I will say we'll do it this way. Go ahead and roll initiative only for action this time, because it looks like they are freaking out and they're gonna run. But to kind of give action economy, if you would like to stop that, let's go ahead and roll initiative just for that. But they're gonna be their own group, unless you start to kill them.
That's a 10 for me.
7, switching dice.
9.
9. Okay, great.
10. 7,
Not
9.
great.
Okay. It's all right. We're saving the numbers, saving the good ones for later.
Great. So, Felice, you see them. You like stop mid. And you're like, and they all look at you. You're like, oh, and you keep running. And you cross into the food cache, and you kind of skid to a stop right at the other end of the T intersection. And as you look back, as Ryan and Erasmus, you reach the T intersection. You look through. You kind of peek around the corner, and you see all 6 of these rats pull their knives out, and then look at each other and bolt down the opposite hallway. So they all look at each other in unison, and they all go, "You know what? We gotta tell the others." And they all of them just start to run.
And that's so they're leaving through a chamber that like on the other side of like kind of the temple.
Side. Yeah. So from what you can tell, as you were crossing, you actually got a pretty good view, and then the rest of you, as you kind of peek around the corners, there is a massive altar here in the center, which seems to have like shards of purple delirium kind of around it. Offerings given to this what looks like a bloated effigy of a horrifically obese demonic rat, made from rubble, mud, and rat feces. So this place doesn't smell great. And if you've been around rat feces, doesn't smell great. There's also, you can see in the effigy, 2 large shards of delirium for eyes. But the rest of the chamber, now that the ratlings have left, there is an opening on the opposite side. And as you are looking into this chamber, there is another entrance or passageway to your left. And they left one directly in front of you. So they just like saw you turn around and dip the opposite way, screaming that they're intruders.
Interesting.
And as Felice kind of come to the room, Petra goes, "Oh, thank you so much for coming to save me. I thought I was dead. Ansem must have sent you. Did Ansem send you? Please tell me."
Yes, we thought you were dead too.
Oh, thank God. Well, I thought I was dead as well. So now we both know that I'm not, and this is great. So please, help.
Right. Boom. Boom. Pull a dagger out.
Wait. So you guys are coming in after me and not chasing after the rats, right?
Right.
Okay. And like what was the initiative order?
It was
the
rats are gone. So Felice, Erasmus, and Rand. So at this point, initiative's over. I wanted to see if you could get any of them with that.
Oh, but
so
they all rolled higher.
Yeah, they rolled like an almost natural 20. So
cool.
You have
rather on this than battle, I guess.
So you have free actions, whatever you like to do.
Great. So we're getting her out. All right, we're gonna get you out of here.
Yeah. I'm Ghost.
Petra,
happy to help. Of the Silver Order.
Great. Well, it doesn't matter whether or not you're Hooded Lanterns, or it's completely irrelevant. Thank you for your help. Regardless, I'm Petra Lang of the Hooded Lanterns. I have nothing with me. Just as a heads up of what's going on. And you see, she's not lying. She's got no weapon. She tells you all of her spell slots are empty.
Oh.
She's like, I got no more magic.
Are there
Absolutely. If you have an extra, I will happily
I'm going
jump in.
to hand her my sword.
It's I will also offer just at the same time
Twilight.
a hand crossbow and
Exactly.
see what her vibe is between those options.
It's funny, there's
She
a
literally is
blade
just
and
like,
two
whatever
crossbows.
you want to give me. I don't. It does not, is completely irrelevant. Like she is rescue oriented. She's like, even if I'm not proficient, I'm still rolling with it. We're gonna
Right, but
roll
we want her
with
to
disadvantage.
feel confident and comfortable. So is she proficient in a great sword or a hand crossbow or a light crossbow?
Let's see.
I guess there's the three options.
I think there's.
I think they're all martial weapons, so.
And I think the light crossbow is the only one.
There is a
simple.
Yeah, it's called an urban ranger. So I'm trying to find it in the book now.
Well, probably range.
I'm gonna assume she's got martial weapons.
As a
She
ranger.
might not be that
I'm
strong.
assuming, yeah, that's kind of what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But if choosing between the two, I'm trying to figure out which one she would prefer.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like
probably
strength.
both.
Give 'em both.
Like
Right.
you always want both, right?
The strength, if she's always want both, but
Even if
probably
she's
her.
strength based.
She's
Like
feisty.
she's probably like
Okay.
not super heavily armored right now.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, she still does have her armor on, which is
Okay.
nice, but it
But
looks
it's
like
like
it's
what
like
kind of
beat to
armor?
crap leather.
Mhm.
So it's not bad. Like quite frankly, looking at her, she definitely looks. You put a weapon in her hand, she'll be able to survive with it. She also looks beat
Right.
to shit. So like she
Okay.
looks
Okay.
not great. But still fully armored. I will say, I'm gonna say, whichever of the two you choose to give her will be fine, because the sword it's a long sword. It's a great sword.
it is a great sword.
A great sword. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you. Normally they operate with a short sword and a longbow. So neither of the two that you're handing her, but there's no like proficiencies. So I'm gonna say whichever one you want to give her. I'm gonna use the stat block that I have in front of me.
Cool.
Augmented for whatever weapon you
Yeah, it'd be an extra D6 plus
Right.
1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her Twilight. I think it's a good idea to give her the crossbow too.
Great, absolutely. Yep, and I'm gonna give her the crossbow too. Here we go. Up close and personal, and from a
Boom.
distance.
Great. And she takes both. She's perfect. I will hand these back to you once we're out of here. If we get
Right.
out of here, and just
So,
knocks an
do-
arrow almost like
Did we give her?
just
Did we
click.
give her ammunition?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
another
Fair.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So great news, we found Petra. That's wonderful. Bad news, we can't leave yet.
And why
So-
not? And why? Okay, so I'm gonna.
One quick stop, and we're out.
Okay. All right. Fine.
We have
Okay.
another person. We have another thing in danger that we need to rescue.
We have multiple objective mission at play. Don't worry, you are priority. I assure her.
And we're moving. We're moving while we're talking.
Yep.
Do you know? I'm gonna point to the direction that the rats ran down. You know what's in that direction?
I have met the. How do I put this? Creature that direction. It's not great. We don't have much time. If they've already got out, we don't have much time. So we gotta move. We gotta move now. And we need to prepare to fight our way out of here, because whatever's coming is not going to be a good time.
Yeah, excellent. Like first thing I would like to do is in that direction. I want to use Molten Earth to just bring the ceiling down.
Fuck yeah.
That's
sick.
I know they're gonna dig right through it, but it might make them go around.
Right.
And so, anything we can do to sort of like limit directionality, make
That's
them
fair.
squeeze.
So you cast Mold
That's the
Earth.
one-
You essentially just bring the ceiling down.
Yeah,
I will say-
in the direction to the south from the temple.
Yeah, it was like directly to the east is where it was.
I
Is that halfway?
thought. Okay, so there was a passage to the east. Was there also a passage to the south?
There's a passage to the north and a passage to the east. So they
Oh,
ran to
okay.
the east, and there's an open passage to the north,
Cool.
which they
and that's
didn't
the way
run.
we came, right?
So it's towards the direction you came from. You came into this room from the west. There's a northern exit and an eastern exit. They all left through the eastern exit. None of them went the northern exit.
Like in the food stores or the temple?
In the temple. in the total.
Okay, I thought I drew it wrong. Okay, so yes. So I'm blocking off the one that they ran
That they ran
down.
Okay, great.
And
That makes sense.
Yep.
let's retreat to the nest and make it defensible.
Right. So
uh,
you mold earth, you drop essentially the ceiling down. What's fun about you doing that is you kind of get that set up, and you kind of run over there to the distance where you need to be, and you start to cast mold earth to kind of bring the ceiling down, and you start to see a massive, like maybe minimum of a dozen of these ratlings start to essentially just crawling their way forward, and you bring the ceiling down. Mechanically, I had it set. I literally set a timer when they ran out. I have now bumped your timer by 7 to 8 minutes. So that's how long it's going to take for them to dig through. So mechanically, there is an active timer going. So
okay, hell yeah.
We don't know that, so we can't take
Exactly.
we're not going to take the time to dig out the delirium eyeball gems because we're trying to get out of here. And we
Well,
gotta
you guys do it. If you guys think you have time, go for it, because I need 10 minutes, and I'm rushing back.
Oh shit!
these are like delirium.
Wait.
These are nice shards.
Wait a
will
second.
say.
Didn't we start the
Yeah,
10?
hold-
Didn't we
hold-
start the 10 minutes before?
He didn't finish it.
Wait,
Okay.
now it says 1 action plus 10 minutes. Can I just do it as an action if I use the spell slot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's how rituals usually work. It's just D&D Beyond has it written a little
It's
strange.
strange.
Well,
Right.
oh, I'm using the spell slot. then.
Screw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting 10
I
minutes
was
to save a spell
wondering
slot.
why you were
I just didn't know
originally
if you
casting
had
it.
the
I was
spell
like,
slot.
that's
What are you, a
fine.
warlock?
I know. I was like, that's fine, but I don't know. I'm not gonna stop.
That's an option. Shit, I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind all that. Grab everything.
Okay.
I'm not grabbing delirium. I will be Operation Protect Petra. Petra
Okay.
will be my
Great. So yeah, and Petra, quite frankly, once you cut her bonds, give her a weapon, she goes into full. It's very similar to Knights of the Silver Order, but clearly she's a little bit more Aragorn vibe as opposed to
I'm also gonna hand her a healing potion.
Oh hell yeah! And if you hand her a healing potion, she takes it, immediately pops it down as the whole thing.
How old is she?
Nice.
She
Older
looks to-
sister, so
yeah, I would probably say early 20s. I'll pull it up and I'll get you an exact.
Because I'm saying Ghost is at that age where he's just like,
Oh yeah, I feel you.
he's like, that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
She's a she.
Okay,
She's a
she
she
is.
and she's cool.
She is your age, so about 19. She's got long black hair.
God.
kind of in her own way, rough and beautiful.
Right.
Right now, covered in rat shit and rotted food, so not looking great. But still,
I'm gonna try and avoid the love triangle trope, but
yeah. Hey, man, if you
We'll
want to
see.
stumble in a crown of thorns and roses, it's fine with me.
I
But
like
here we
it.
are.
I'm gonna make my DM role play a problematic throuple.
Oh no.
So Pheles rushes back, tissue paper in tow, and he just looks up. What are you doing? And he runs over to the rat shit sculptures and to pry out the delirium.
I love that Pheles the whole time is just running around. We have to take all the stuff.
I've never seen him more motivated in my life.
excited.
What else was lying around other than the the crystal eyes? Is there anything else there?
So the delirium fragment eyes. There are two of them. I'm gonna
Okay.
I will pause this while I explain this because I'm not gonna. That would be mean of me. So you get two eyes. They look to be based on your experience with how much they trade for. They're about 100 gold a pop. There's two of them. As you pry them from the just feces
can mage
statue.
Can Mage Hand grab
You can
one?
mage hand them should you want to. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know if Pheles is gonna go for that. He might just dive in. And
No,
toss those suckers out.
I'm gonna get one glove halfway on,
Yeah.
Just the
and then,
fingers.
he's got 2 fingers in each finger, and it's I'm we gotta move.
there
I'm
are
like,
also,
you're right. We're in a hurry, and I might
Yeah.
mage, and I'll Mage
You'll
Hand the
just
other one.
mage hand it. Yeah. Okay. Love that.
Come
So
on.
you have two of those. So you have each of you have it's called an Eye of an Idol, but it's just delirium fragments, about 100 gold a pop. There are 5 delirium slivers, which have their own denomination, which I will tell you later because I don't have it pulled up. So you have 5 of those, and they're just kind of scattered. So you can just pick them up with whatever, gloved hand, just move them, sweep them into a bag.
Rye, real quick, pulling out a glove, picking
Perfect. There are also 3 scrolls that sit around the altar as offerings. As you grab them, they are Bane, Fairy Fire, and Inflict Wounds.
Ooh.
Who do you guys want me to be this kind of utility scroll guy, or do you guys want
That's
these?
great.
Because I've been happy to just be the guy who's
Could I keep the fairy fire?
Absolutely. And so it's Bane and Inflict Wounds.
All right, I'm starting the timer again. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Bane, Fairy Fire, and Inflict Wounds.
All right.
Beautiful.
So I'll Inflict Wounds.
Yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
actually, I apologize. Real quick.
Yeah.
Stop the timer.
Laurie,
Nope.
Yes.
I will pause it for a second.
do you concentrate on anything?
Sometimes, but I'm not. Rarely.
I'm going to hand Bane to you, recognizing what it is, and I say, this is a powerful spell that can debilitate our enemies. Take some concentration, but I'm not able to concentrate much.
Perfect. Hey, anything that'll help us and it'll help us with monsters, that's perfect. Great. All right, let's go. So
let's go take a deep breath and go to leave the temple and then look down the passageway we haven't investigated yet. Just like a little bit of greed in his eyes.
I'm weirdly down.
Like how far does that go?
It's a pretty snaking passage.
You know what? This place just probably just keeps going. Let's go.
I will say, go ahead and roll. I did start the timer, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say insight.
Insight.
Or no, survival. Let's do survival.
Survival. That's gonna be a 10.
A 10 on survival. Okay. It's in the general direction of the area you came in.
Okay.
If your mental map is correct of this area, it will send you in the general area of where you entered.
Very cool. In that case, let's just go back to the crater, right?
Right.
There's going to be other exits, we know where one is. And if we know where one is...
And the rope is set up there. We set up a rope for us there.
Yeah. Okay, so we're... right, because there's the whole entrance issue.
Problematic entrance.
So we're going to rush back to the T, back to the other T, and then left, and then across the pit. And hopefully we won't run into a bunch of rats along the way.
We're hustling. We're going. Petra's with us. We're like, come on, you're doing great. You're great.
Okay.
I'm Ryan. I'm Ryan, by the way. I'm Ryan. Nice. Come on.
Nice to meet you as well. So how much was that potion of healing gives how much on a full
2d4
use?
2.
So 2d4 plus 2 would be 10?
Yeah.
Total healing?
Oh, right.
Max. Oh, I love that rule.
Because she just downed it. She's not gonna splash it on her face.
Absolutely.
She's not feeling great, so she's just gonna drink it.
It's like a little here, a little here.
How many healing potions does everyone have? I call out.
I have 1.
You have 1.
Got 1.
All right, I've got 2. Okay, and with me being kind of a medic, that's fine.
Okay.
Go plenty.
So where are each of you
we're
going
hustling.
now?
We are returning.
Returning
we're going back from the temple. We're ignoring the other tea that we didn't take.
Okay.
We're going, and then we're going back north, and then west, and then north. We're getting back to the crater.
Okay.
Same route that we took.
Get the shard. Get the shard. Get out.
Okay.
We killed everything we found on the way, so the only things we're going to run into are things that are coming up our ass right now.
Right.
Great. Okay.
I love this voice.
Awesome. So you kind of bust through. You pass the food cache, back through the singular nest, and land back into the larger nest of the religious figures. So you are at the delirium shard again, which is now laying kind of on the tissue paper ish, with what you would want it to do with that. So.
Sorry. Like I went over there, I cast it, and then I came back, like to check on everybody else.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and saw that they were just kind of rummaging around and not prying the delirium shards out.
Okay.
So that's been following me around. It probably was blocking the hallway. We probably kind of had to jump over it, because it's following me.
Okay.
It's
so,
like the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Okay, cool. So you have finished that. So are you going back to the religious kind of rat's nest to go back through that dorm section?
Yeah. Like there was like the T intersection that led to the rat's nest to the west.
Yeah.
And like before that, there was like a passage going north, and that's kind of the way that we came from to get to the crater, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you're just backtracking essentially. Is the goal. Okay.
We don't want to run into anything new.
Yeah.
When we got all the stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. So quickly, as a visual, we've got the floating disc with the giant chunk of delirium on it.
And it's 30 feet behind you, right, Isaac? It's always like 20, 30
yes,
feet.
it stays 20 feet behind me. So I think
we would be then 10 feet
one of the
behind
chambers. I have to like get it into there, and then you guys go around, and then I have to go around. And so I've got to be last, I think.
you. Okay, you have to
right
be
now.
last. Okay,
And-
so we'll be in front of you.
Unless I'm way ahead.
Got it. Ray, take a look at what's going on. Going to quickly, I don't know if we need everybody seeing this, and drop minor illusion on it and cover it. Looks like, I don't know, dirt. But it's just covered so that we're disguising
It
a
looks
little
like
bit, so we're
another-
not bringing out the
Another
giant.
rubble situation.
Yes, just
Oh.
it's just dirt.
Love that. Love
I
that.
Can
love
you
that
make it look
so
like a boulder
much.
that's rolling after me?
Yo, that'd be-
Yes.
It's stationary though, right?
What? Well, I mean, it follows me whenever I move more
No,
than
the
3 feet away.
illusion spell is stationary.
Yeah, it won't. You can't do a rolling animation.
Doesn't-
It's just this rock floating.
We
after you.
didn't have the budget for animated boulders.
Yeah.
Seems like
Oh.
such a good
Yeah,
idea.
so we're rushing back to the crater as fast as we can. We got to hop over that pit.
Great. Okay. So, awesome. So you work your way through the dorms, make your way back to kind of the center section with the pit in it, and as you enter that room, you see through the northern passage, which is kind of like where there was another section, what looked like the burrow. You see a much smaller group starting to work their way into that room. Just kind of like, not on patrol, but like clearly someone has let them know that something's going on, so they're kind of like moving in that direction.
Oh, from the other side of the crater?
Yeah, well, not on the other side of the crater, but like in the area that you had the pit.
Right.
Right, that northern area where you like, I think threw another one of those barrels, or oh no, you dropped the alchemist fire.
Yeah.
And,
So,
so
with that in mind, if I'm seeing, because we're ahead of.
Yep. So
Right,
each
I'm
of
probably
you
in the lead.
see across. Yeah.
So they are across from a hall, not across from the pit.
Yeah. So the pit, if so, as you enter
We're
this
going to get
larger
close to
room,
him to get to the pit, I think.
We're getting close to the pit.
You enter to like the pit is maybe 5-10 feet to your right, and in front of you to the north is another exit of this room.
Right.
And that's where they're coming from. But you could
I'm
just jump the
checking-
pit and climb the rope.
I'm checking the alchemist fire in that
Okay.
choke point
Mhm.
that I have, strictly to just basically make it so that if they want to come through,
Mhm.
they're going to have to come through fire,
Okay.
like a burning 5-foot choke point of flame. And I will use my bonus action to use the help action, because I have that feature as the apothecary, to
Mhm.
help someone make the jump. Like I'm going to throw so
Sick.
that person has advantage.
So who do you want to throw?
Brian is probably the person I trust in the most to get on the other side and do the most help forward thinking survival based thing on that rope. So I will kind of go I'll give you a boost. Are you ready? Good. Without waiting for the answer.
Mhm.
Sweet. Okay, great. So go ahead and roll me. Let's say acrobatics with advantage as you get
Come on,
yeeted
kids.
across this spike pit.
Okay, so apparently it's a theme of the night. One's a 20.
Nice.
Oh,
The other
Love
one's a
that.
1.
Sick. You know what? I love this balancing act. Let's do it.
yeah, it's terrifying.
So
Ghost
you,
next.
yeah. So you get essentially just helped in this leap, and you land kind of 1 foot, almost like a pirouette grab with your other hand on the rope, and you're just ready to grab someone as they're leaping across.
I'm
And
so
you
feeling this.
turn to grab Ghost's hand or whatever as he's leaping, but you see Ghost just in his pouch pulls out Alchemist Flask and just lets it fly into the northern passage. I need everybody to roll me initiative for action economy at this point.
16. This thing is my first roll above a 10.
18 for me.
18. Love that.
17. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Great. Do that. Okay. Erasmus, what's your dex?
+3.
Damn, that's wild. Well, okay. It's good.
Hope that's good.
It's not good enough, but it's good.
oh God.
A little bit of fear ain't nobody's.
Yeah. Okay.
So you essentially toss her in with one hand, and then with your other hand, almost like an underhand toss, you throw her. You see her. She's got it. Immediately, as soon as you let her go, you're like, she's got it. Turn, pop that alchemist flask off your waist, and throw it down the passage. And all of a sudden, it's filled with this fire. You see as you do that. The figures kind of start to leap backwards. You didn't catch any of them. But one of the things that you do see amongst them is that there's 6 smaller shadows and then 1 kind of larger shadow in the back. That seems to be pushing the other small ones out of its way. As it
Oh
steps
no!
forward.
It's like we gotta move. There's something big coming. Go.
Ryan, is your turn.
Okay, so I'm on the rope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have the rope with one hand and you're kind of like balanced on the edge. So you're stable. So should you need to help anybody, you can provide the help action for someone jumping the ledge or whatever that looks like.
I like to provide the help action for next one up.
Okay. Great. So you can just ready that action for whoever's turn because we're in the action.
All right,
time
perfect.
Right, so. Okay.
And when you say it looks like there's something bigger coming through.
Yes.
Like bigger, like some of the big rats that we've seen, or even bigger than that?
It's as big as you.
To know that I'm saying something like pushing the others out of the way. It's big. Yeah.
Okay.
As big as can fit in the tunnels, I'd imagine, but
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
that's a good way to put it.
Right.
These aren't big.
Wouldn't be worried if it was bigger than that.
Well, I mean, the way rats work, right? They can squeeze through anywhere is bigger than their skulls, and so the biggest that could fit in the tunnels is probably a lot bigger than you'd imagine.
That's true. That's true.
How far is it? What's the distance from where I'm hanging on the rope to where these rats are trying to come in?
It's about looks like 40, 45 from where the fire is, from where you are on the ledge, and it's also to you technically not line of sight because it hooks. It's got like a weird right angle on it. You can, if you want to, kind of swing wide, but whatever you do will be at like disadvantage. So if you're gonna like do an attack roll, you'd have to do it at disadvantage because you're kind of barely seeing, kind of shooting blind.
Okay.
And will require I'm going to say acrobatics, because you're holding on with this rope in one hand. You can't see where Erasmus has thrown this fire. So you need to like swing and then kind of throw yourself around this corner and then shoot blindly into this hallway. So it's possible you could do it.
I'm watching you and I'm like, go. Just go. We got this.
All right.
You're blocking the way.
Fair enough. I'm going
with a pitton, but how well? It's mud here.
No,
Right.
let's
So I'm just gonna tell like I don't know how many can be on that rope, so we need to like get people going.
yeah,
on
yeah.
that
Don't
rope.
hold
Sure.
up the elevator.
So then, as I'm going up, I want to just real quickly pull a couple pittons. Bam,
Okay.
bam.
Great.
Let's do that. So I won't be there to help people, but I
Mhm.
feel like that's kind of providing
rope
a
slips.
bit of a help action, right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. And you can loop
Yep,
the
I'm
rope
going
around
up
that,
doing
so it's
things.
good.
Let's
Great.
get.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics with advantage. You have a bunch of pittons and the rope, easy peasy, unless you roll.
Oh
literal
God, I thought it
one.
was a 1. It was a
I
something.
was gonna say unless you roll a
Like,
literal
oh, no.
one, and then you have
No,
a
no.
massive problem.
No, we're okay. So it was acrobatics, athletics.
Acrobatics.
14, 19.
19's good. Yep. It was much lower than that. Literally, had you not rolled like a 1 to 5, you would have been fine. A 1 would have caused you a lot of problems, but you're fine.
Right.
So
Is
you,
that it?
as you're
No, it's okay.
you're ting, 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 as you're kind of climbing this way up, you get to the top. You realize now as you exit this tunnel, it is nighttime, which means that no matter where you go, how you run, or how you move, they are going to follow you. So just kind of
Okay.
bearing that in mind, that is the first thought that crosses your mind is, wow, it's nighttime. Wow, the sky is very purple. That means they're not going to stop. So
Okay.
what does that mean? So
Okay.
you're at the top of the thing now? Great.
Got it. Hustle.
Phalles, your turn.
Okay. Gotta leap across this pit. That's gonna be athletics.
Yes. Yep.
Let's
How do we
see.
help him?
Just a flat roll because you don't have any help.
I gotta be last, so I can't get help.
No, that's right. You have to be last.
So Erasmus, knowing
That-
that.
Well, technically, there's going to be a 20-foot space between him and the rock, so I could go after as long as I stay.
But
Well,
you'd,
I
have
mean,
to, you'd
I
have to be
get
spicy.
there, I
with
get
it,
up on
yeah.
the other end, and then like it's gonna swing up behind me and push you into the pit. So yeah, I am gonna. Oh wait, no. Okay, no, you haven't
It's-
gone yet.
Because I haven't
Um,
gone yet. Yeah. So if you go, then I can go.
You can definitely ready an action to make this leap and climb.
Ooh.
Should you want?
If you do, I can give you the help action as a bonus action, and we're good. Like you've seen me be very. I am your doc like medic kind of type character, even at a young age. Like
That's true.
very capable here.
God, I did forget that I had to be last though. I did already roll it.
Okay, then you're committed. So
That's
let's
it.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 2 on the athletics check to jump.
Okay.
Hold on.
Can I throw another rope down?
Oh, there's a rope there already.
There is a rope there already. The problem is that I already lowered the DC, so the DC is pretty
Right,
low. 2 is not a great roll, no
Not
matter
two,
how
yeah.
you put it. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Let's see.
I don't think any of you can help him.
I have a luck point. I just need to read
we
what
know
the
what
luck.
happens when someone rolls a 2.
Yeah,
jump
go ahead.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead and
I-
check your.
I have
Go and check
a
your luck,
lucky. I just need to see what it can apply to.
Yeah.
I
I think it's you, but I could be wrong, so I want you to.
I think you can use it on other people's attacks against you or on your own
Yes.
rolls.
Hit me as you jump. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Just do like a blast off punch.
Yeah. Push off
Sick.
of my face. I re-roll it for you. Yep, I can't do it on anything unless it's an attack roll against me or my own rolls. So, yeah, that's you going womp womp.
Yeah, I just looked down the passageway at the like at the lumbering forms like coming through the flames. And I just shout, "Not today!" And like just push past Erasmus, jump over the pit.
What is he doing?
All right. So you push past
Like,
Erasmus.
slip on a rock, twist
It's
my
exactly
ankle as
that.
I'm jumping.
As you,
Not today, and then you break your fucking.
Hey, maybe today. Maybe today.
You misjudge like where the edge of the tarp is because there's like it's like covered in a tarp, right? So it's not like an active like pit. And so you're like, not today, and you shove Erasmus out of the way, and you step, and your foot just goes into thin air, and you're like, oh, and down into the pit. So Rasmus, you see Phaley's just take, you pushes you, and he's like, you're like, oh, what are you
He
doing?
pushes
It just
off of me.
disappears.
Like he tries to push me, but he pushes himself into the pit.
And you just hear him just into the pit. Ryan, you hear this as well. You as he falls into the pit. Not knowing what it is, you kind of look down, but like can't really see exactly. You just see movement, and you see a tarp move. Pretty safe assumption of what just happened. Let me roll that
I'm
damage.
like, Ghost, can you guys get up here?
Yeah. How about our ally NPC? Did she?
She
Yeah,
hasn't. She hasn't made the jump yet. Her initiatives are after you, Erasmus.
Okay. Cool. I'll
So
be able to
you
help.
took 4 piercing.
Okay.
And 4 bludgeoning from the fall.
Okay.
It looks like you can climb out, but it is mud.
Mm-hmm.
And as you land, you're like, well, that could have been worse. Not great. Could have been worse. And then you hear the squeaking as the swarm of rats covers you. That was in the
Get out of there! Get
Like-
out of there!
Like literal normal
like a
rats or
literal
mutant rats?
normal rats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. At this point, we're like, oh, no big deal.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
We don't care about normal rats.
So their initiative's on the board now. So they're not going
Okay.
to attack you yet.
Now, okay, so I fell prone, still concentrating.
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Oh god. I should have learned Misty
you still have your action. So you can attempt to climb out. It's definitely climbable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So,
you got this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me attempt to climb this.
He's
okay.
scrambling with the
Give me
adrenaline of
athletics.
grandma
Yeah.
lifting a car off a child.
That's a natural 20 on the athletics.
Yes.
Hell
the boy
yeah.
called it.
Love to see that. So you land your bag. You're like, oh, and you kind of scratched up from the spikes. You see this swarm of rats just kind of from a den somewhere in this pit start to swarm. And you're like, no today! And you start to get up. And you just jump and you pull yourself up, grab the rope. And you just kind of like
Grab a
hanging
couple
there.
of the spikes out of the ground, start using it to climb up.
That's
You're
actually
just
really
hanging
smart.
there. You're like, oh. As the crystal, the mound of dirt starts to float across this pit, and you can climb up on your next turn as you now have used your action.
I'm at like
to do
the base
these
of
things.
like the slope now, kind of.
Yeah, so you're kind of like where Ryan was. Like you're holding on with either one or two hands on this rope, which is now reinforced with more pins. So like it's a safe rope. You're not in danger of slipping through it unless you let go of the rope or lose your grip.
Yeah, that's action and movement. So yeah, that's my turn.
That was a
Okay.
great turn.
What a wild roller coaster of a turn that was for you. My God.
But the part that like a ghost is not going to forget that he went to push him out of the way, like
It just
really,
disappears. It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon. He falls in the pit and then just goes right out of the pit real quick.
That's awesome.
Oh no.
Just,
I heard the
just rat streaming off of him as he climbs his way up.
With this mound of dirt floating on a disc made of tissue paper falling behind you. It's just the wildest thing. Oh,
So-
God, I love this game. Great. Okay, so Erasmus, you kind of see all that happening. You're like, what in God's name? And you look back to the flames to see what's going on. And this towering figure, well, I say towering. It's a little bit taller than you. So if you are 5'10", it's 6 feet kind of thing. Like, it's not huge, but in comparison to like the
so
2.5
we're both 6
foot,
feet is what you're
3
saying.
feet. Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
but in comparison to the other ratlings, it is double their height, right? And this
Okay.
kind of hulking thing just steps right through the fire.
Okay.
Is it a D4 for fire? What is the fire of
I don't
2d4.
know.
2D4?
Okay.
Yeah. If it hits you, you catch fire. I think if you move through a burning space, you don't. You just take the damage when you move through.
So you just see. Let me pull his stuff up. Where did it go? There's. Okay. And you see kind of steps through, and it's got this massive sword, and you see his. It's essentially just a much larger ratling, but it's frontmost teeth, so the top and the bottom, are delirium crystals. They shine with like a purple as it walks through the fire.
Oh,
and
that's
it's got
cool.
these two massive swords, and just steps through, just singeing its fur, and looks immediately at you, and roars like a mighty roar. But you see her kind of around its neck, fresh and old, are ears and fingers, as trophies that are hanging around. And on top of its little gnarled head is generously, capital G, if not fully capitalized, generously considered a crown. As it
Guys,
not
we don't
only-
know. This is Drakkenheim. All those fingers and ears could be from one dude.
That's true. That's true.
You're not wrong. That's disturbing. You're not wrong.
So he walks through the fire, and as soon as he's through the fire, you see immediately starts to run at you. Obviously, it's 40 to 45 feet, so can't reach you in one turn. He's going to take the dash action on as a bonus action as his turn, and immediately, as like quick as lightning, it's in your face, Erasmus.
Okay.
And is going to make 3 attacks on you. And Petra is still with you, so Petra is still on your side of the pit.
I gotta
Next.
wait for her to.
Yeah. She goes as it heads up for initiative. She goes after you.
Okay.
What's your DC?
AC.
Or sorry, yes, AC.
My armor class is 18.
18. Okay. Great. Great. So you see, kind of like walks up and does like a swing with both swords, and then an immediate kind of chomp.
And it's on fire or no?
It's not, no, because it just
Okay.
moved through the fire. Sorry, I was looking at this. Oh, that's fun. Oh, how cool is that? That's neat. Okay, so one of these swords hits you. Sorry, I was reading a thing on his thing, and I really like it. I will tell you after this again, because I think it's really fun. So you get hit with one of the swords for 7 piercing damage. But both the other sword and the bite, you take a hit in the arm, you're like, whoa, and then you see the other sword, you kind of duck under it, very much slip, and then the bite kind of goes right past your face, and these delirium teeth kind of shining next to your face.
Okay. None of these were a crit, right?
No, none of them are crit. No.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Great, and that is its turn. It's got movement, bonus action, action. Great, so that actually is your turn, Erasmus.
All right. On my turn, realizing I gotta hold the line here, and also there's something to Erasmus. This is when you described it. I was trying to imagine Erasmus's reaction to seeing this creature that is undone as much as Erasmus has done his young adult life. For every ear and finger that is one person, Erasmus has spent a bandage on trying to pull away out of Drakkenheim, like combat carry. Erasmus is seeing that as long as this thing is around, these rats will constantly rally around hunting people who are trying to, granted, do less than us things, but at the very least, there are people here who are victims of circumstance. So Erasmus is going to give a bonus action help action, to his newfound ranger friend here, Petra, and I'm going to kind of have the wisps of Erasmus's somewhat long hair start kind of drift up his face as though a unseen wind or energy is flowing up of him like a static current, but not making his hair straight, but keeping it flowing, and a voice that is clearly feminine and an after image of almost like if you mixed a Valkyrie with Princess Diana, with that kind of grace, poise, and intensity, like Princess Diana post-divorce vibe. Black dress, but with like a sword on her back.
A little bit of chaos. Love that.
Yeah, ready to just shit on anyone who thought she didn't have it in her to stand up for herself.
The best Diana.
Best I am. And that's when this spiritual form, as I use my hold on, I have to make sure I can do this with the turn economy. This is the first time this is happening here. Turn economy on this ability is bonus action. So I will actually have to use my bonus action, expending a spell slot. I am expending my last spell slot, which is second level. Transformation, basically this like energy field of this saint, female saint appears, this Valkyric soul, this revengeful revenant is going to last for 1 minute.
Okay.
The following changes occur. My intelligence and ability scores are swapped. Or sorry, intelligence and strength scores are swapped. So my strength becomes my intelligence becomes my strength. I become large-sized.
Sick.
So I'm going
so
to.
you no longer fit in these tunnels. You are a problem.
Thankfully, this area is the biggest of the entire area. It's the pit area. Yep. My jump distance is doubled. I count as one size larger when determining what I'm carrying, what I can push, what I can drag, what I can lift. Each of my hands transforms into a meaty fist, which I can make a melee weapon attack. It counts as a simple weapon. It deals 1d10 plus strength modifier plus my level, apothecary level, and damage. I cannot cast or concentrate spells in this form. I have dark vision out to 120. I gain temporary hit points equal to 5 times my apothecary level. So I gained, 20? So I gained 20 temp hit points.
Sick.
My speed increases by 5 feet per level of the spell slot used. So that was 10 feet. My AC becomes 13 plus the spell slot level used. So unfortunately, it actually lowers my AC. But that's fair because I'm big. And at the end of each of my turns, as long as I have 1 hit point remaining, I regain hit points equal to the level of the spell slot used to turn this transformation. So I have fast healing 2. Right. And I'm going to use my action to try and grab this guy.
Okay.
And basically throw him down into the spikes and land on him with my new augmented weight.
Okay.
So I weigh 4 times more than I did with this transformation. And I am going to try and basically perforate him violently.
Sick. Okay. All right. So that would be a opposed athletics for grappling.
Okay. And because I'm large size,
yep.
I believe I have advantage on this.
I would assume so. It's a medium.
Since he's smaller.
It's medium. Yeah. So you would have advantage on that. I from my understanding of grapple. Let me check.
Okay. That's in the enlarged rules. It's not in the grapple rules. There's like as written. There's no inherent benefit to a size difference, but in the enlarged rules, getting made big by enlarge gives you advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you throw him in the pit.
Yeah.
So do you want me to roll with advantage, being like 4 times his size, or no?
Being 4 times. Sure.
Because when you're large, you quadruple your mass.
Exactly. Yeah. And well, so if if you were like hitting him, I would say something like no, like you can't throw this person. But because you are grappling and you're going in the pit with him,
I'm going with.
I'm gonna say yeah, because like essentially what you're doing is you fill this cave up. So you're like, if the cave is like here, you just do like one of these, right? You're like, get over here, you grab it, you like go in the pit. Yeah. So
ultimately, it's still Erasmus.
Flex him into the pit.
Yeah. How I'm imagining it's still Erasmus in the same size, but the spiritual form has expanded around him.
It reminds me of God, or is it Godfrey from Elden Ring, the lion.
Yeah.
Similar
it's the aura of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with it.
A looming celestial shadow reaching around you to grab this man.
I got a 20, not natural. I got a 20 base. Wait, no, I haven't even added
plus.
Hold on, actually, let me check.
And
Athletics. Am I proficient?
Athletics.
I am not. So it's just 20 total.
Okay.
Versus him.
So it was close. He got a 17. And so you kind of grapple, and it's almost like not even you grappling. It's kind of just like your spirit kind of grappling.
His spirit form just grabs him by the throat.
Yeah.
This hand of a saint.
And so it grabs by the throat, and you just see it's interesting because his head kind of goes up, and then it almost kind of like comes down, almost like he has the upper hand. And then as he's kind of being kind of pulled in with you, he grabs your leg as you're kind of going in and just pulls you with him. So now you are both in the.
I fully intended to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, put like 800 pounds of spiritual pressure onto his body to try to basically make every spike go from one side all the way out the other.
So let's. We'll do this. So I will roll damage for both of you.
Okay.
Let's see. This is your damage. So 3 from these spikes, and 1 from hitting the ground. So 4 total damage to you. So piercing and bludgeoning. I don't know if you have resistance or anything from that.
I do not. So 4 total.
And he takes. I can't see because my light's just right in my face. So he takes 8 total.
Punch him a couple times.
Dumb. There we go. Okay, I'm good. All right. Great. Well, Swarm of Rats still in play. I'm going to use the old initiative.
Right.
So,
and I'm hoping that they're so hungry they'll eat what's on the shish kebab.
So they will literally eat anything that lands in there. So it will be every single time that it is their turn, they're going to roll a d20, and if it's higher, it's him. If it's lower, it's you. Is kind of the way that I'm going to roll that because they don't care. That's the whole thing. They're just like, hey, food, great, perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm on him, basically riding him, and then my form is actually able to have her run across because I'm so big and jump across the pit easier, Petra, because my form is now actually fitting in the pit.
Pretty much.
So
great.
All right, that's my action. Bonus action. I have movement. I didn't even use my movement. Technically, I could just get out of here. And I have jump distance doubled, so I could just.
You could.
I'm gonna jump off of him, pushing him into the spikes, and just.
You are grappling those. So if you do that, you will get an AO.
I will take that attack opportunity. He's prone, so it's probably a disadvantage. And I'm out of there.
Okay. Well, he's gonna go ahead and try and bite you as you're leaving. So let's get that. It is a disadvantage. Okay, and what is your AC again? 18 or 15?
15. I'm easy to hit right now.
Okay, yeah. If it was 18, you wouldn't have been hit, but it does hit you.
That's fine.
It's not a lot, but I need you to roll me a con save throw.
Okay.
Because you just got bit by delirium shards. So.
Right.
5 piercing.
5 piercing. Okay, that doesn't.
Extra on this. Hold on. Sorry.
Doesn't get rid of my temp hit points. I don't know if that matters. If that's protecting me here.
And 7 necrotic.
Ooh. And 7 necrotic. Still have temp hit points protecting me.
Yep. And then I need that con save.
Con save. I am going to use a lucky to re-roll that.
Okay, go for it.
Lucky luck points. Come on. Yes. Oh, there. That was terrifying. Am I proficient in this yet? I have elected not to be proficient. So that is a total of 20. Dirty 20
con save. Okay. So you feel as you kind of slam his body kind of into the spikes, and you hear the squeaking of all of the rats coming. You're like, I'm out. Nope. But I will say, because it's cool, I'm gonna have Petra just kind of leap across. So let me do that first.
Off the shoulders.
The problem. Oh, with advantage. Yes, because it's well, she sucks. So, that's not great rolls. You feel her feet step.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you're facing down, you feel step, and then off of you. You assume everything's fine. So you get up, kind of leap back, and he reaches out again with his jaws, grabs your leg, and it kind of rakes down your leg, and you feel, for the first time, I think, for Erasmus, this almost like instantly sick emotion. It just, this pain shoots up your leg that's not quite normal pain. It feels deeper, and then you, for some reason, it just kind of doesn't hold, and it just kind of dissipates off. You're like, that's not fun, but I'm glad it didn't continue, right? So you managed to ward off that contamination.
Okay, good.
But what you see is you kind of leap back and you land and you look up to see where Petra is. You see Petra has grabbed the rope, but at the very bottom, and just kind of slips from her hands as she kind of falls into the pit below.
Could I stay in the pit? Could I basically deny my decision to move out of the pit
I'm gonna say no because you made the call.
Yeah.
And her turn was after yours.
Oh, her turn is after.
Yeah, this is her turn.
That's right.
This is technically her turn now.
I keep thinking it's happening all at
That
once,
being
yeah.
said, getting her out, there's no roll for it. You could just yank her unless she's like pinned or grappled or anything like that. So, like when it comes to your turn, it is a thing that you can do. It's not a very deep pit. It's just muddy. So.
Okay.
She takes. I wish she took less damage than that because that would be great. Okay.
We couldn't find her. Sorry.
Oh no. I'm really
Would
glad
you like
you guys
a
gave her
rat
that healing
crown?
potion. That would have not been fun. So you see just her hand kind of slip, and you see the glowing sword just disappear into the pit right in front of you, and just as she kind of hits with, and then you hear the squeak. She's like, "Fuck!" And you hear her kind of scramble to her feet.
It's already used his reaction to attack you, though. You both
Exactly.
know that,
Yep.
so maybe
Yep.
she can try to get away.
So she's gonna try and get out because it is now her turn.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, no, she used her action. This is her move. Okay, so this is her move.
Dash,
This
right?
is her move. Yeah. Well, so she used her action, but she doesn't get. Let me check her stat block.
Because I mean, if it's not a bigger, if it's not an enormous jump, she might have been able to because I think we've been playing it as like we've been attempting to do the jump with our move, and then we had our action once we landed.
The jump across is totally fine. Like you can definitely use that as your move.
And then
but the
action
jump
to climb
up
out.
is tricky.
Right.
Yeah. So she tried that. Yeah. So this is her action or movement to get out. Man, she's not having a good time. What is her?
Explains how she got here in the first.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what's going on here.
Just accident prone, falls into every pit.
You thought about a different line, different profession.
You see her, you hear, fuck, and then immediately get up and you hear scuffle, 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 and then a hand grabs the rope, and you see her start to pull herself up. No longer holding the crossbow, still holding the sword, but no longer holding the crossbow. She kind of just pulls herself inch by inch out of this pit. Two rats kind of falling off of her back, and kind of looks back at you and just goes, "This isn't a great day," and just keeps climbing the rope as she starts.
This is tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just like lying on the rope, blocking
Yeah.
her passage upward.
Yeah, so you're like, this isn't fun. We need to leave.
I thought this part would be easier.
Erasmus would just kind of speak to her, or the saint would speak to her and say, moments of greatest peril are the moments in which you are called upon to find your great strength. It is there. Do not doubt.
And you see, like, she's like, great, and keeps climbing. She's covered in rat shit. She's covered in mud, covered in blood. Not having a
You
good
can
time.
always go back into the pit.
And this saint was like, "You're doing great, honey." Is kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Damn it, this isn't helpful."
If Princess Diana tells you can do it, you can do it. Damn
It's
it.
true. You know what? That's true. Great. So Erasmus, as you are outside of the pit, You see, I think the alchemist fire lasts for 2 rounds, something like that, right? So the fire is still raging kind of in the section over there. And you see that the grouping of rattlings has stayed the same. But Erasmus, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Perception. Ooh, that's a dirty 20, actually.
Love that. Well, and you're going to love this more because now you're hearing way more rattlings come from the direction you just came from.
Oh God, blood for the blood god.
Yeah, they managed to finally dig their way through that pit in our
Oh God. All right. I will. The saint spirits is going to say, "More are coming. We must make haste."
All right, and let me do the swarm of rats on big boy down here.
Devour him. That'd be the greatest, the greatest irony.
It's how he would have wanted to go.
Yeah, if he had to pick. Yeah.
I want to feed my people.
Okay, no such luck.
Feast, my babies, feast.
You hear this, and then you just hear like a vroom, and just like a swiping off, like hand or claw and fur on leather, as he's slowly starting to kind of fight them off of him.
Okay.
So Rand, that is your turn. You at the top of the entrance here. You see down the pit in the rope, you see Thales, you see the mound of dirt that you minor illusioned, and you see Petra pulling herself up for every inch that that she has earned up this rope right behind Thales. So it's Thales, Petra, then the delirium shard essentially, but then Erasmus, you can't really see directly.
Him, right? Okay.
But you've seen a lot of action and shining and motion and light. But with the light illuminated from the sword of twilight that you can see off of Petra's back, you see Erasmus's feet and the kind of glow around, which is a much larger figure than you're used to. But you can't see exactly what's going on with Erasmus.
Yeah.
Okay. Use my action to pull the rope up. Just pull them up.
Sick. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
I'm the only one on the. Are we both on the rope now?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Ryan is pulling 2 people worth of rope up. I'm gonna need athletics on this one. I'm not even gonna give it to you at disadvantage. Just give it to me flat. We'll see how it goes. It's a real high TC.
Athletics.
Yeah.
23. Rolled 19.
23 is fucking great. So you just kind of, like sumo, put your feet down, grab it, you're like perfect position, and you
What the
yank.
Python?
Yeah, pretty much everything that you set up on the way up, and you yank. So Thales, you feel like a whoop, and you just go up, and your head kind of pops out the top, and you're kind of like face to face with Ryan, and she's just single personing this rope, just pulling both of you up this rope.
Nice. Hi guys, good to see you.
Yeah, you can if you want, you can help Thales out. Petra will still need to climb the rest.
Okay.
Or you could tie it down. The issue with tying it down is it makes it much harder for Erasmus to get out.
That's fine. That's fine.
So
I call out. I do not need the rope. It's fine. Move forward.
Okay. So just tie it down, help everybody up. Boom.
Okay.
So we can get Thales is out.
Yeah, on that. So Ryan, this would be your whole turn. Movement, action, bonus action. But Thales, you do not need to use any action, bonus action, or movement on your turn to get out of the pit.
Ooh, love it.
If that's the case.
I'll take that. All right.
Good.
Hey, great. All right. Good.
So Thales, it is your turn after that.
Outstanding. That really takes care of a lot. I'm gonna turn to Ryan. It's just like, well, we do have the high ground.
Oh shit! If you keep moving, does that boulder like crush that guy, or how does that work?
No, it is
It's
just gonna
just
block
floating.
out.
Oh, it
It's gonna
floats?
block the chamber. So I'm gonna walk.
Let's get ours
run
out
20
first. Let's
feet
get
away
ours
from the
out.
chamber, and then 10 feet back around. So I'm not keeping Erasmus from getting up. From my angle, I can still see the pit, right?
You can still see the pit. Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna toss my last vial of alchemist fire into it.
Shit.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
Well, so
awesome.
Petra's still on the rope.
She's still on the rope. Yeah, so I'm throwing it over her.
That's what I'm assuming. Okay.
Or I'm attempting to throw it over her. That'll
Yeah.
be real bad if I don't.
That's what I'm saying. So let's do this. Go ahead and roll an attack roll for me. I have a kind of AC in my mind, and that's what we're aiming for.
Is it an improvised attack roll,
Yeah.
All right. It's a 15 then.
A 15 clears it great.
Cool.
So
just sails right past her ear and she's climbing up.
So she's just, and she
Nice
feels,
toss,
she can pull up, she's like, well, that was useful, and then all of a sudden just alchemist, it's like the slow motion, it's just like, that's a bomb, I think
it like clips a rock as it's going by here, and there's just a moment of like, and it just keeps on sailing.
Full of slow motion, just like, what? Oh god, and it just keeps going. Great. So that lands into the pit.
That dude's on fire with all the rats now.
Lights, both the essential rat prince and the swarm of rats on fire. For alchemist fire, is it one? It's 1d4.
It's 2d4 per beginning of each of their turns. They can douse it as an action.
Great. Okay. So I will do that for both of them. Okay. And where is my? Right.
Alternately, since I didn't have like direct line of sight, you could rule it as it hit the bottom of the pit instead of them, so it's gonna burn on the bottom of the pit for 2 turns instead of like hitting them directly.
So that's but that's kind of the idea, is that they're all stuck in the pit, so there's no way to walk through it. So they're all gonna be on fire.
Right.
How I'm ruling it. Yeah, it's
right.
Cool.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah, if you hit a creature
choice.
with it just like burns until someone puts it out.
Yeah, but this one is like, if they were to get out, it's gonna.
Yeah,
it's gonna.
It also wouldn't hit both of them if it hit a creature instead of the ground.
Yeah, and the idea is that for the AC I had in my mind, I was thinking hit Petra, which wouldn't have been great, which would have been a direct hit on a creature, or fall into the pit.
Yeah, cool. That makes total sense to me. I don't even have line of sight on the things I'm trying to hit.
You're just essentially just dropping a grenade into a pit. You're just like, what?
Nice.
You've got a head count you like, and that's all you need with a grenade. Is like, I can see everyone. Miss Frizzle this bitch. We out.
Yep. So you just kind of toss it down there. You see it doesn't hit Petra. It bounces past your rocket as well. And falls into the pit. So Rasmus, you see, is kind of up the thing as Petra goes kind of up, pulled from Ryan's fantastic yank.
I'm impressed.
Then you just see this like bottle of alchemist fire fall into the pit. You're like, what is happening? And then just fire down there, and you hear a screaming, and a bunch of fur that is covered in rat feces just lit on fire. So now it doesn't smell great.
Reminds me of the barbecues that we used to do at the restaurant.
It's always flirting flesh with this woman, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Got it.
Awesome. Okay, so Phalles, was that your turn?
Yeah, that's my full turn. I used all my movement just to reposition the delirium shard, essentially.
Okay. So that's what I was curious about.
I appreciate you not trapping me to my demise.
So that was my question. So where did you put the? You brought it all the way out.
I basically used half my movement directly away to like get it up near the entrance, and then I ran up to it, and so I'm essentially like crouched right behind it, and I'm throwing over it.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, then Petra's pretty much like right next to it, kind of pinned in the wall. So she's like trying to pull herself out.
It's tight quarters.
Yeah. But fantastic throw. So great. All right. So it is the Rat Princess turn here. Whew.
Burn, baby, burn.
So Erasmus, you see the flask kind of fall into the pit. It's a very bright colored flask. It's difficult to miss. It's literally bottled fire. Falls into this pit. You hear the scream. You smell the burnt flesh, and then immediately you see this massive creature just jump out of the pit and land in front of you, still charred, on fire. but managed to make his roll, which is great.
Okay.
And with that, I don't think he gets any attacks because that would have been his full action. Yeah.
Is his bite a bonus action or is it
that
part
would
of
have
his
been. It doesn't say. It just says
If he bonus action can dash,
that's what I'm assuming.
I think it'd be believable that he'd get his full attacks on me.
That's what I'm assuming as well. That's kind of my thought.
Like, because if he's essentially like treating it like, well, I mean, I don't know how slippery the pit is, but he's probably better at climbing it than we are.
That's
a rat,
that's
you know?
also my logic.
He's
yeah.
a big rat boy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's gonna roll same attacks on you, so same 3 attacks.
Okay. I hope I can take it.
We still got this stuff.
Just let me know if he crits or if the bite attack is a hit.
He doesn't crit, but he hits everything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to use my last luck.
So go ahead and roll me that con save, and I'll roll damage.
Oh wait. Ooh. I can either use the luck to try to turn that hit into a miss, but I think it's a 50-50, or I can try and pass the con save with it if I fail.
Turn the hit to a miss. Like, this is not. There's more of these rats. Like, you need hit points more than you need.
All right.
I will give you this. The 2 short sword attacks was 16 total damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make him miss the bite with my last luck point. That's a bit more valid in trying to live.
Oh fuck! It was a 17. What is your AC again now? Because you're bigger now. Is it the same?
15.
Is it 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 17.
All right.
I think that was still the right move.
Yeah. I think it was too. I think it was because I've been rolling terrible all night, so it was the correct move to like.
That 20 temp hit points has saved my ass. I don't know if I'm going to survive much else though. All right. What's the bite damage?
So the bite is 7 piercing.
Okay.
And 8 necrotic.
Oh my god.
And I need the con save from you. 16
con save.
You're good on the con save, so
I'm
no
at
contamination.
5.
But again, you
get up here, dude. Get up here.
So you're just slash straight up across the chest, and then you feel the bite right on your neck as the delirium shards sink deep into your shoulder. And again, you feel almost worse this time. This wave of just almost sickness. And you feel, the kind of pressure from, the saint over your shoulder from Diana herself, right?
That's right.
Kind of forcing the poison from you, so to speak. And you
I forgot that I heal 2 hit points at the end of every turn, so I'm at 7 actually.
Awesome.
But still, yeah.
Position, heal thyself.
And with that, it is your turn, Erasmus. So your allies are essentially out of the pit. There is no active rope for you to grab. Doesn't mean you can't make the jump and climb. It's just harder now.
Is this guy hurt badly or just like, nah?
Go ahead and roll insight as you kind of take a
Okay. 5. No, wait.
5.
Am I proficient? Let me check. It's either a 5 or...
It's either a 5 or a 25. From what you could tell, not really.
Okay.
And even on a success, I'm going to tell you, because it's kind of in a weird spot right now, not really.
Okay.
Running is your ally right now, is what I'm going to give you on, even on a 5.
Okay.
You could shove him back in the pit.
I was thinking that's
on fire.
Yeah, I like the idea of using my action to try and shove him. If that's the case, then I don't have to worry about provoking getting past him. So that's what I'll do.
I don't have to worry about that right now.
No, I can't afford the attack opportunity. And disengaging is not as impactful as the chance to eat him.
And I will say on your turn as well, just as an additional thing, it won't affect this roll or anything actively, but you do see the fire in the northern tunnel fizzle out.
Okay.
Because it was on your turn, so now it is officially over.
All right, I am going to try and throw him. I got a nat 20 on this because if the advantage is still a factor, if it's not because of my size, I am going to just And with an at 20, I want to add some like speed to it. I want to like, I want to just like Loki him, Hulk Loki him.
Sick.
As hard as I can, head first into flaming spikes.
Sick. Yeah, absolutely. So he sinks the teeth into you, and you kind of shrug, and then vroom, almost just straight suplex into the pit. So much so that you see his face as he's going in. He's like, "Wow, that was a lot faster than I thought." He's like, "Wow, that was 10 out of 10. Nice job." And then just vroom, into the pit.
This Valkyrie form just says, "Do not touch the pure, unworthy scum of this fetid pool of your sin."
Okay, let me stick a line down. He's not a happy camper. Keep going to this pit.
Yeah, spikes, fire, and impact of being needed.
It's not a good time.
I feel like, and then my movement, I'm gonna do my jump, and because my jumping distance is doubled, it's at this moment, it's like 19 feet. I think it's by your strength, or is it your strength score in feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can jump 38 feet.
Sick.
Yeah.
So this is the way this works.
And
The
then
pit's
move.
not very, very big.
Mhm.
So you can jump, but it's a kind of an angle up.
Right. My hope is jumping and then landing at that apex, or my movement speed is
I think
40.
the 38 feet is like with a 10-foot running start horizontally.
Oh,
Even
okay.
so.
Then I think
I
it's
have-
half that vertically. And that'll definitely get
You'll
you
be
most of
fine.
the way up
Yeah,
there,
it's
though.
Yeah,
the
I have 40
concern
movement
is
speed and
the
I
climb.
double jump. So
Yeah.
that's my hope is to just move my 40 movement speed and jump as well.
Yeah, the concern is the climb up. That's the only thing. So go ahead and give me a athletics check for that. The DC is really low because of what all you're putting into it.
16.
But there's currently no rope. So
six-
yeah, great. Yeah, you managed to nail it. So you leap, grab, start to jump back up. You grab the pit and grab the bottom of the rope and start to pull. And you see still above you, you see Petra and the large delirium shard kind of not blocking, but like in the way of your exit.
Right.
But you know that you are essentially at the opening now.
Okay.
So
All right.
it will take nothing at all for each of you to leave the top of it.
Okay.
At this point.
Perfect. And this is the first time that we've seen Ghost in this.
This is the first time.
Kind of
No,
okay.
This hasn't happened.
Okay.
And I will say, as you are climbing to the top, because at this point, I'm going to let kind of each of you move into Drakkenheim, which you are going to be pursued, but at least for now, you can just kind of disappear into the city. Erasmus, as you're climbing up the rope, you kind of look down into the pit, which is still active and on fire, and you see this this rat prince kind of stand up with these shining purple fangs, covered in essentially its non-mutated brethren, and just staring up at you from this fire pit. So it's this bottom of this spike pit fire covered in it, just staring up at you.
I will just point at it, and almost like the way that you would see like a Renaissance era painting of death pointing at a nude man in the fires of hell, or like something like to that effect. It was just this ominous like look what you have brought upon yourself, and it only begins for you.
Great. So that brings us to, I'm going to go ahead and knock us out of initiative on this one. Each of you can exit the pit pretty easy, the pit, kind of climb pretty easily, unless you choose to stay and like throw stuff down or anything you want to do, and then we'll stay in initiative. But I'm assuming that each of you are kind of running for the buildings.
Running seems like a good idea. However, we're pretty deep into Drakkenheim. It's evening.
Oh yeah.
We can try, we have the option to try to hide out in Drakkenheim, travel through the night, or if we end up having to fight these rats, we're never gonna have a better place to fight them than at the top of a slippery slope With a spike pin at the bottom.
with me in this form, 100%, and I'm healing 2 hit points.
We have
every
you
turn.
have a healing potion,
and I will definitely be drinking that. I think this is our stand.
I think maybe so. I think. I
have sacred
we
oil,
get to the
and
top, we get to the top. I immediately look around. It's just like it's nighttime.
Right. This is what we got to do with sacred oil and
shelter.
fire. This is it.
Look, I'm not interested in getting out of here, leaving that thing alive. Let's do it.
All right.
And whose turn is it? Let's finish it.
All right, we staying on it. All right, cool. So
we're standing our ground. The point was just the beginning.
Against better judgment. No, we're taking it out.
All right. So Petra, it's her turn. Kind of quickly climbs out and turns to you and says, "All right, we're leaving, right? You guys know the way out of here?
We're gonna kill this guy first.
They will hunt us down all night, and you will die tired. Stand here, and you have a chance to live."
Yeah, I done that. I'm out. I'm going. I get him. I am gonna leave. I will meet you back in Emberwood.
That sounds good.
I can navigate myself. Meet me in Emberwood. If I'm not
Ryan,
there,
you can't persuasion check this person. We need.
You can. You absolutely can. Should you want? You can.
Petra, absolutely understand you're wanting to get out of here.
This person also was kept by the rats in the food.
We're not going to be here forever. We're going to take a few shots on him, and then we're going to go. Yes. I would certainly rather you stayed with us because, as you know, we are safer in a group moving through Drakkenheim. Give us this. You want some revenge on these little bastards? Give us this. Give us a moment. It's going to be fast. Let's eliminate this risk so we can get on to eliminating the others. Yes?
And I'd like to give you the help action by saying, if for any reason you wish to leave, when you deem it worthy for you to part ways, then you may. We will not hold you, but we ask for your help as we have helped you.
All right. Go ahead and roll it up with advantage with the help.
Okay. Persuasion. I rolled a 14 and a 14.
14
so 21.
14. Okay.
21. When else are you going to fight alongside a giant glowing saint woman who came out of a random teenage guy?
This is true. Okay,
Awful.
So she's like already kind of like turned around, and you speak to her. She goes, "Fuck!" And she pulls Twilight off of her back. She's like, "All right, let's go. All right, let's do it. So staying in the fight. Let's get it."
I will hand her my hand crossbow because it's very likely ranged is going to be the.
It's going to be a better idea. Yeah, because she dropped her crossbow in the pit.
Yeah, and I'll give her my some of my quiver my shots.
The big guy's gonna come up with the crossbow.
So yeah, he's like, ah.
I mean, granted, it's probably burned. At
this point, the crossbow is burned. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
And you see,
let's get this guy. Come on.
Erasmus, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm definitely not trying to create the love triangle here, but I think it's really fun. So what you see is when you hand her the crossbow and the bolts, you see her take the sword, she takes the hand crossbow in one hand, and the bolts, it literally in the same hand as the hand crossbow. And she does, like, which is always one of my favorites, is like the one-handed pistol cock. Just like on her belt with the string, just click, and then just moves a bolt in and goes, "All right, we're staying," and Twilight is still in her hand, and it's like, "We're going. All right, let's do it." And puts the arrows in the quiver, and is just ready to rock.
Just make a female John Wick, and I'll follow her anywhere.
Nice.
Her name is Jane Wick.
Great. Okay, so on Petra's turn, that is her whole turn. It took the entire turn to convince her to lock and load. As all of that is happening, you hear a lot more voices start to kind of scurry their way up. I'm pretty sure it was Ryan. Ryan, can you give me a survival check?
Okay.
This is going to be the most epic shit in the world.
16.
I'm so hyped.
When you got to Rat's Nest Tavern, the first thing that you did was explore the surrounding streets. What was one of the things that you found? If you remember. I can remind you if you don't remember.
I got notes.
Yeah. So
I'm just giving you a second to see if it's fun in your notes.
Remind me.
Okay. You found a sewer entrance.
I'm sorry?
Where you found a sewer entrance.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Where you just were, same height as a sewer entrance. And I think that crosses your mind as you start to hear more,
that North Passage.
More screes from underneath. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with all of this. I'm going to roll damage on these guys. Oops, I'm going to roll an attack roll instead of just straight damage. Okay. It is also your turn.
Trying to think how to stick that manhole cover so it doesn't come up. Okay, so big threat, guy in the pit. Let's shoot him, shall we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can put the giant piece of delirium over it.
Yeah, but what if we didn't?
To what end? No. You know what?
Someone could stand on it, I guess.
Let's see. No, we're trying to kill this guy. That's the deal. Let's get rid of the big one. Let's get rid of the big one. That's what we can do. He's going to get hit with an Eldritch Blast. Assuming an 18 hits.
18 does it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also,
sorry, I had to pull a stat block.
Oh.
Sorry.
And he's going to enjoy 15 points of radiant damage.
Sick. Love that.
And that's what I've got.
Awesome. So you look down the passage into the pit, and you see him kind of standing amongst the flames, kind of covered in his uncontaminated, unevolved brethren, and kind of right in the face with the Eldritch Blast. Love that. Phales, your turn.
Okay, so did Ryan mention the sewer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The sewer that we found, is it like a manhole style situation?
Mm-hmm. As I remember, there's manhole cover.
Yeah.
Rat hole cover.
Mm-hmm.
Could I run over to that and place the immovable rod on top of it?
Yes.
You can't. It will take your full turn to do all of that.
Absolutely,
but you absolutely can do that.
Dude, Isaac, MVP.
I look down, preparing a vial of acid for when that huge crowd comes up to the pit, and I don't see them. Oh no! Dive onto it as it's starting to lift up and.
Yep. So actually, I literally, and this is my thing that I've been doing for this to time a lot of this is I literally have a timer. Mm-hmm. You will hear in like a minute. I'm literally going to cancel it, but like half a minute from now, the timer was going to go off, and that exact thing was going to happen. So you get there and you see it lift. You're like, no! And you slam on top of it and press the button. And it just goes shink right into the thing. So it's this pinned.
That is. This feels like we're aliens right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we are the Marines and aliens.
You know?
Oh, and that's my turn.
All right,
Good
great.
turn.
What a fucking move.
Oh my god.
All right.
This.
Kill the rat prince and let's get the hell out.
All right. So, Ryan, you're the last one to kind of look down into the pit as everyone has started to climb out. I imagine Erasmus is at the opening of the pit. May not have turned down to look inside quite yet, maybe so. But Ryan, you are actively looking into the pit, and you see the rat prince kind of look up as the fires are still around. You smacked it, and his face is fully, half of it is just scarred from the Eldritch Blast, and still on fire, and just goes, and jumps out of the pit, out of sight. Just literally just clears the pit out of view.
Doesn't put himself out, just goes running out on fire.
Yeah,
oh my god. The delirium actually is affecting this guy.
And you hear a bunch of stuff down there. You see like shadows moving and stuff. But at the moment, there's no light sources down there apart from the fire in the pit. So it's just causing shadows to dance around. But you don't see any full blown movement apart from any rattling that like moves to the edge. And you start to see that there's more of them. So they start to kind of like peer their faces around the edge, and they're like, "What?" And they start to like think, "Hey, we gotta jump. What are you doing? No, get the get the wood. What are
So
you?"
I'll share that information. Big one's gone. Lots more coming up. Maybe now's our time to get out.
Yeah, wise.
Let's go.
And I will say, because it does still have a bonus action. No, it still has its action because it uses it to dash to leave. But it's going to give the help action and just launch one of the ratlings across the pit in the least ceremonious way you can imagine. It literally is a full rattling with like sword out, like, and then starts to like climb up this like muddy embankment. But it's fully covered in like mud and like just whatever was on the side of the wall. It just face planted and then starts to climb.
I'm just seeing it when it gets up to the top. Whoever's up there is like, oh really? Boom.
Yeah,
just
kicks
gives it a nice
down the
kick
pit.
and just kicks it on back down.
You guys are saying you want to leave when we have this the best position we'll ever have?
The big one took off.
Well, he's still near the pit because he just threw a guy.
He's throwing guys.
Or did he throw the guy before? Yeah.
It's you.
Oh, I thought the big one took off.
It jumped out of the pit and out of sight, because what you're seeing right now is like a section of the room, and so you don't see where he jumped, but all of a sudden you see him jump out, and then you see like one of the ratlings just get yeeted across into the climbing thing. So he didn't jump; he was definitely thrown. And then starts to climb. So it's
we
like
we see the other guy jump out of sight, and then immediately another rattling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's the same assumption that guy's around, but you're piecing together that there's a reason this person's in charge, and the reason this person is in charge is because they're much smarter than the ratlings. He's not just going to blindly climb a completely open pit.
Right.
It's very much like he's going to send the army of soldiers up instead of him.
Right.
Got it. Well, then I'm going to do a quick to ghost. Look, I know this is a great opportunity. I also know sometimes in Drakkenheim, it's best to just get out alive and come back.
We'll be chased. I will stay back and give you time.
I'll support you in what you're going to do. What do you want to do?
If we all run, we'll all be chased. It's just a matter, and I will be weaker than I have. I will have nothing.
Something to think about too is when we're running, there's nothing to stop us from running into any of the other terrible things in Drakkenheim.
Oh, of course.
We're not just
Absolutely.
Gonna be chased.
Right. We're going to be chased, and we're going to make a lot of noise, and we're going to attract everything else, and I'll be weaker than I've ever been.
And at the halfway point, we get to cross the river.
I was going to say that in just as for fun DM in like bonus things, right, is like
bonus things.
Crossing the river. There are very few things that are as dangerous as crossing the river in Drakkenheim without being in a boat.
Ooh.
So you can be in the boat, but anything that's following you can't be in the boat. There is no other boat.
Right.
Unless they've got a gold piece.
But the problem is that you've taken the boat, so you get the time, right? It's like a big
right.
buffer.
We get there first. Yeah.
I'm gonna just say.
Do we want to rush to the boat?
I'm gonna say I will stay and fight, or it's actually more of the spirit voice saying, I will stay and fight, and you can go, or you can stay.
I'll stay and fight with you. Let's go.
I would like to leave. Okay.
I mean, we can weigh it out.
Do what you need to do.
She like heard you offer that up. She's like, I would like to go. I don't know. I'm free. I'm good. Like,
I'm gonna like kind of lean into Petra. He's one good hit from dropping. We'll grab him and go as soon as he does.
I'm literally regenerating in front of you. But
Just like not quiet. Just when he falls, just pick him up and drag him back to Everwood.
If you guys, because Scalise has yet to weigh in.
Well, yeah, like so I lead in and like stage whisper that, and then I turn to Erasmus, 5 feet away. We're with you till the end.
Nice.
I need to have my advisors here weigh in.
Whatever we do, we have to do this quickly because I feel like we are going to be quickly outnumbered. Yes, there's an
Um,
opportunity to get the big one. Maybe let's do that, but let's decide quickly because, listen,
Right.
it sounds like there are hundreds or more
It's
of them.
definitely
You
being
can, you can roll
signaled, yeah.
insight if you would like to try and determine a generalized number. You can't get an accurate number until you count, like
That is
physically, but
a
For me numbers.
19 plus, so that's a dirty 20
Dirty
on
20, okay.
insight.
Love that. What about you two?
Oh, right.
Survival.
It would just insight. Survival or
Insight.
survival, either or.
13.
13, okay.
20 for me.
20. Okay, so 20 and 20. And 13. Okay, so Erasmus, you hear 24 down below.
Which is a lot.
Which is a good number.
Great number.
Ryan and Phalese, it's about 16. It's bad. It's not great. But it doesn't. There's not like an army following. There's not hundreds. Right.
Okay.
The burrow that you were in wasn't packed to the gills. Right. It didn't seem like there was. Otherwise, it'd be bigger. You would see, massive branches off of these things. But it seems about somewhere between a dozen and 2 dozen.
I would never suggest we stay and fight this many foes in open ground, which is exactly why we should probably stay and fight them, so we don't have to fight them in open ground.
All right.
I'm gonna drink a potion for 10 health when he says that.
Okay.
Right.
Sick.
And your
all
turn
right.
extra 2, right?
Ghost, we're with you.
And under my turn extra 2, and then I'm gonna hand out 1 sacred oil to each of you all, including our NPC friend, for when Petra, and I will say, use these anointed oils to light the fire that will purge our way home, purge the enemies in the way of our return home. I can't sound poignant and do this voice at the same time. All right. Sick. So you guys each have what combined with fire, I imagine, is more alchemist fire, except holy as fuck. So I'm getting that gone. And
Back down into the pit.
We're not in the pit per se. We're staying at the top.
No, but okay.
Like there's the guy who's climbing up that we can attack, and I'm sure we can find a way to get an angle on the people getting ready to jump across.
Got it. I just want the big guy. Okay.
Yeah, we kill the leader. We win.
Possible we can hit him too.
All right.
That's the one I want.
I'll turn around and smash the guy as he gets to the top.
Okay. So it's gonna take him. You can ready an action if you would like. After all, all that, you can ready an action. Just be prepped when that dude climbs.
His action drinks potion, right?
Oh yes. Did you use action or bonus action for that?
Action. Yeah.
Action. Okay, so you done your whole thing. Great. So you got that. So it's Petra's turn, and you just see you hand her the holy oil, and she does one of the things where she as you're handing it to her, she puts Twilight away. So now she's got the hand crossbow and takes the holy oil, looks you straight in the eyes, and just goes and pulls out a flint, lights it, and then lights one of her crossbow bolts on fire. And it's like, this is stupid. Damn. And walks up to the pit and just shoots the guy in the face.
I will give Bailey's as my bonus action because I can get bonus action, help action. I'm gonna give Bailey's the help action. So whatever he's trying to do, as long as it's not a ranged attack on an enemy, he has advantage.
Oh, it doesn't work for ranged attacks on enemies?
I have to be next to the enemy, not you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if I got to make a skill check for something,
right? If
somebody tries to drag me down into the pit.
I'm trying to. I'm helping you because I fear that you can't handle the most things. So
not unfounded.
Sick. All right. So you see Petra does you hand it to her. She smacks it on the ground and from her boot just kind of flint lights it. Dips her crossbow, walks up and just shoots the hand crossbow kind of down the pit. And as you kind of lean over, just between the eyes, this rat just into the pit, into the fire, and no sound as it hits and starts to burn. Instantly dead by the time the bolt hit it in the face. And you see as it falls, it kind of lights the area around it. You see about 6 kind of rattlings around it. And there is shining of purple kind of just in the corner. right as he. It's kind of like when Gandalf like falls from the ceiling and there's like that big open area and it kind of like lights that area. Kind of like that. You can kind of see quickly what happens as the fur catches fire from the lit crossbow bolt as he falls into the pit, and she kind of backs up, and again same thing, just kind of one hand does it, puts another hand bolt in and lights it in the now essentially just holy oil fire pit next to the entrance of the rat den. Okay, and the way that I'm going to do this, because there's a couple of them, is I'm going to go ahead and do 2 at a time.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, we'd love to see that.
We're gonna make like a little ant bridge across there.
Yeah. So essentially what you see 2 kind of ratlings jump across, and they kind of grab the kind of muddy embankment and start to climb, and they reach the pit, and one of them on each side, and just kind of starts to pull their way up. And you see them both start to kind of swing their slings as they have jumped across, and they're going to shoot up. They are at disadvantage because it's not going great for them, but they're going to shoot at who would be at the entrance? Would be Ryan and Petra. I know Petra is one of them.
I'm at the entrance.
Are you at the entrance?
I had to use all my movement to go back and then come back and just to get the rock out the way.
Okay, because they're not picking and choosing; they're just throwing rocks. So it would be Petra who just shot, and then whoever was there. So if it was Phalles, it was Phalles. So 1 on each. Okay. Ooh, and they both just, and you kind of see, and you see them spinning, you're like, huh, and you see both the rocks kind of fly past your face.
What they roll for me?
They rolled a 5. Well,
okay. My AC is not quite that low.
No, yeah, exactly. That's what. Yeah, it's they rolled 9s, so neither of those hit either of you.
What? They're throwing rocks at us? Okay. All right.
All right, Ryan, your turn.
God, I want to reach down and pull the pittons out so they don't have that as a handhold.
Yeah.
But they're rats. They're rats.
They're dumb. They'll climb. Plus, they're dumb enough to grab them and throw them. You know, like.
True.
They're rats. They'll climb. So looking down, I can see the 2 that are coming up, I'm assuming.
Yep. So they are, with their rolls, their jumps and their climbs are about halfway up right now, and through the rocks, or the rocks they had in their little pouch, their little sling ammo.
Okay, got it. And that's the only thing that's visible right now.
Yeah. I mean, you see like movement on the outside of the pit, but from what you could see, like kind of, it's a very crowded tunnel with 2 ratlings in there.
Okay.
Because they're small enough to be able to fit side by side. Because they're like 2.5 feet, 3 feet tall. They're really not big, and so they're climbing 2 at a time up, kind of up the embankment here. So you can't see much past them, but you do see more movement.
Okay. Let's have some fun. Could be a good idea, could not be. I feel like I want to make it even more difficult for them to get up to us.
Okay.
Or do we want to make it easier for them to get up to us so they can just come on up and we can kill them on their way up? Hold on, Ryan's thinking. She's not good at this.
The slower they come up, the more time we have to kill them.
Perfect.
They've got their slings, but yeah.
Okay, so the 2 I can see are about halfway up. Hear lots coming below them.
Yep.
Right at their level. Oh, I know there are no stars, but look up, pretend you could see them. I feel some strength. Let's try this. Kind of points her finger. I think a cloud of daggers that they had to come through would make it much more difficult to get here. I'm dropping cloud of daggers.
Yeah.
God
right there.
Damn.
Warlock cast a spell. So yeah, dropping cloud of daggers right there. So you know the deal. 5-foot cube of just spinning daggers. Come on up, guys.
Is it a dex save for them, for the 2 stuck in it? What is the... I forget what it is. I think it's dex save.
That is a great question. I think that it is actually nothing until they go through it, and they just automatically take damage when they come through.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it's just straight 2d4
just straight
automatically, I
damage.
think.
Great.
Wait,
So
I might be thinking of spike growth. Sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
so if that's the case, because you did it right on those two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it lasts
Okay.
10 turns.
It is. Yep. It's a minute. Fill the
Spicy.
air with spinning daggers. A creature takes 4d4 slashing when it enters the area for the first
4d4.
time, or on a turn when it starts there.
Okay.
Spell slot of third. Oh no, I'm still at second. Okay, so there we go. That's that party.
Great.
Come on up. I love it when you guys are already prepared.
So, okay, so are you causing it like right on these two, like right in the center of these two? I'm assuming that are climbing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go
5
ahead and
square.
roll me 1d4 for each of them.
Okay. Oh, and the daggers look like chef's knives.
Sick. Ratatouilleing them.
Mm-hmm. 1d4 for each. There's a 4.
Okay.
And there's a 4.
4. Okay.
Thanks, Isaac. Love
Yeah,
your dice.
perfect. So you kind of look down after you kind of look up into the haze, knowing that even past the permanent haze of Drakkenheim, there is an even more permanent celestial body behind that. You look down in the pit, and this swirling, amalgamation of daggers starts to appear in this pit, and just ribbons both of them, all just instantly. Great. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to
That was fun.
do that. Okay, so that is Bailey's your turn.
Okay, so the cloud of daggers, is that like halfway down the slide?
Yep, it's about halfway. And also, Ryan, when you did that, did you move one of the two out of the way? Did you move either Petra or Bailey's out of the way to look down into the pit? It's not a huge entrance, so it's like there's only two people that can look down in the pit for now.
Yep. I would have moved whoever's in front of me, probably Failey's.
You can see Bailey's is preparing to do something. So
okay. No, I would have scooted Petra over then.
Okay.
Just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit, just enough for me to drop that.
Yeah. Just essentially just being like out of the way, and then drop a cloud of daggers down the pipe.
So that cloud of daggers is like halfway down the pit, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Ghost extends a hand to me, and I grasp it, and I shout, "Don't let me fall!" And I pull out like another of my kind of like corroded-looking wine bottles.
Sick.
And I'm going to leap into the. I'm going to leap down the slide.
Okay.
Now, what kind of check is it going to be to brace myself before the cloud of daggers?
And this is is this with the rope? Like what is the?
Well, I guess the rope is up here. Yeah. Okay.
And you hold my arm, which
and
has...
we never pulled up the stake that the rope was attached to. We just pulled up the rope, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm just gonna use the rope to like just descend down near
okay.
just low enough that I'm down near the two at the cloud of daggers.
Okay.
And hopefully I can see better into the chamber down there.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and give me. It'll be a pretty easy DC because of everything that you're doing. But go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Absolutely.
As you're sliding down.
With advantage because Erasmus helped me out. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a 12 minus 1 for a total of 11.
Perfect. Great. So yeah, you're essentially like Erasmus is you're kind of holding the rope and just kind of you down, and you're just kind of like sliding down, and you have your wine bottle. So you can't see the full room because again, the only light in here is the fire from the pit.
Yeah.
But you can see kind of immediately around. There's about 6 more ratlings kind of on the edge of the pit, and then behind them you see it's glinting of the purple. Teeth kind of further in the back. So from where you are right now, probably be like 25, 30 feet.
Cool. Okay. So and these guys are pretty little. They're packed in pretty tight.
Yep.
I'm gonna huck the bottle at the purple glow.
Okay. Love that. Okay.
It's pitch dark, right? I don't have dark vision.
No. You're right. It would be a disadvantage.
right?
What
Well,
I'm worried about.
I think the fire in the pit has gone out. There was the burning guy that just came down, but that was just from a bolt to him.
Bolt, yeah. Exactly.
If there were any reason I wouldn't have disadvantage, it would be because his teeth are glowing. But I don't know if they're bright enough for that.
Yeah, it would. It's glinting in the firelight, is what it is.
Yeah.
My concern is more so the cloud of daggers and whether or not they would break the bottle.
It's I'm just flavoring a spell.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh yeah. Then,
cool.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I thought if you were throwing an actual item, I was like, I mean, that's a choice, but like, you can.
Right after that cloud of daggers.
I was like, I mean, sure, why not? I don't know how strong a bottle is, but
okay. That's not bad. That's a 16.
16. Okay, and you're aiming for the big boy.
The big one.
All right, love that. Yeah, so you hit him. So what does it look like when you chuck that?
Woo! Yes. So like I think there's like immediately just a gout of steam that rises up out of the darkness. So right off the bat, he's taking 10 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Then he and everybody within 5 feet of him needs to succeed on a dexterity. Oh my god! Needs to succeed on a DC 14 dexterity saving throw, or they take 12 acid damage.
12. So you said 14.
No, it was 10. I think it was 10 to him.
Yeah, no, I mean for
DC 14. DC 14. Yeah.
Got it. I rolled him first because I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 6. So you see him like slide down. So I'm gonna roll the other ones. But what's the base damage on?
So it was 10 base damage to him, and then 12 to everyone that fails the saving throw.
Does it have for the other ones, or is it?
Oh no, it's no damage on a pass.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the other ones in a second. But what each of you see is Bailey's kind of run to the entrance, grab the rope, and start to kind of slide down with the Rasmus. And you just hear like a, and it's just, ding, ding, and then this steam kind of from the thing. Phalles, you see the teeth thrown, immediately covered in acid, and then you just see it kind of disappear into the darkness behind after hearing a thump. And the others around it, I'm gonna roll because he had like 5 people around it. Oh no, these poor guys. And you just see, or you hear just, and you see all around the pit just go like,
of a wizard on a rope.
Yeah.
Be enough to get some of them to climb up.
And they quite frankly start to panic. A couple of them, so 2 jump across to escape the acid. So not even to get to you, but to escape the acid. And so they're now below you, right below the cloud of daggers, but below you as well. And the rest start to like scatter. So in the kind of half light of the now fading fire in the pit, you see them, no, the prince, and then just they're gone into the burrow. But the 2 below you were like, they're like panicking, like, oh, we made it, and they look up and they're like, that's not great. And they're
it's not great.
But yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. And so Rasmus, that's your turn.
What is the range on the nearest enemies here?
So what you see as you look into the kind of pit is you see Phalles hanging on the rope. Past that, you see like it's essentially like a dagger trap, right? like a mincer.
Right.
And past that is 2 rattlings that are like hanging on for dear life on the edge of this kind of slant, and they're about 15 feet from you.
Okay. I'm gonna use a bonus action to give the help action to Petra. So just a calming spiritual hand glowing off of like that's not even. It's like everything is just it's just a very Devil May Cry style glow off of me, and instead of like a demon form, it's an angelic form in that comparison. And I will use my action to pick up a big chunk of cement or brick or stone and just lob it with my 19 strength
Sick.
form, that large size form, because I have doubled my lift, capacity. So I will just shot put it into the nearest visible enemy.
Great. Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack roll. It would be improvised. Throw
Improvised,
attack first, yeah.
Okay. 13 to hit one of these little guys with something as big as he is.
Let's see. Yep, barely. So you see, and they do this thing where they start to move out of the way right along the edges to see if they can hug the edge, and you manage to catch one of them. So go ahead and roll your damage.
What is the damage on a 40-pound stone?
Let's see.
Hitting someone with a 45-pound plate that I've pretty much thrown downhill.
Let's take a look. Let's do a d6. Let's do a d6.
Plus strength modifier.
Yeah. For fun.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. So as you throw this rock down, you see they both kind of scramble to opposite sides, and one kind of tightly hugs the corner, and the other one doesn't quite get it, slips, doesn't quite get it, and goes and gets hit by this rock into the pit as it down into the pit.
Amazing.
Awesome.
That's my turn. I heal 2 points.
Love that. Cool. And so Petra's turn. Same song and dance. Gonna go ahead and take a pot shot at the one that's hiding. There ain't no saving him. He's not having a great time. Yeah, I don't even need to roll the damage because it already is gonna kill him. So just kind of tags him in the neck as he's kind of trying to tuck around, and just bolt right in the neck. Fire starts to spread, and he kind of falls into the pit, lighting up the pit once again with fire as it had gone out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And on that, you actually don't hear. You hear fleeing, but you don't see any more rats around the pit. That's the number. So on that, Ryan, it is your turn.
So we don't hear anything else down there. We just hear them fleeing.
You hear them fleeing, yeah, and you don't hear them close by. You hear they were, they panicked and they ran.
Okay.
So you hear them moving away from where you are now, on the kind of entrance to it, and you don't see anything else moving down into the pit at all.
Okay. Sounds like our choices now are either get out of here or go down there and try to get some more. Is it time to go?
We need a place to stay. Should we call a truce?
Or just try to stay down here for the night?
I think we should keep pushing the attack.
Down we go.
I think at this point we could flee without them chasing us.
You think so?
But then, certainly. I think we just end up running straight into the next danger, though. And these, I smell weakness.
Well, and maybe once we get down there, when we do clear them out, it's a safe place for the night, or at least we can find ourselves a defensible position.
That's my thinking.
Yeah.
They're clearly able. They've clearly been able to reside here for some length of time.
Okay.
Tonight's probably not the night that some awful monster decides to clear them out, or two awful monsters decide to clear them out. So
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go down. We're gonna do this, and we're going to find a nest with one entrance.
Do you
Protect ourselves for the night.
want to go through the sewers?
Let's go through the sewers. I don't want to try my luck with that pit again.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So I'm gonna pull up, reach down, pull up some of the pit and get our rope.
I'm gonna drink a potion.
Petra,
Yes.
it seems that our best choice now is to spend the night down there. That has to terrify you. I
Yeah,
understand that.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I spent one night down there. Though to be fair, I was menu. Like that's
Right.
it's a totally
Okay, you know
different
what?
night spent. But I would very much rather head to Emberwood.
Knowing the city, knowing what you know, is it safer to try to get out of the city now, or safer to hunker down and try to protect ourselves?
We can hunker down somewhere else.
That would be my suggestion. Is I having spent been on quite a few excursions into the city. I'm gonna be honest. There are ways to stay the evening in Drakkenheim. I've done it. I've done it alone. They're not. It's not difficult. Now that we're no longer being hunted, it's not difficult.
If we're not being hunted, I'm okay with getting out of here.
Well, in that case, I'll be right back. And
Okay.
Bailey's is going to lower himself down into like the rest of the way. He's gonna hop across the pit.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that check. And as you do that, Petra's like, it's so curious, and kind of like knocks another bolt just
Actually,
in
what
case.
they call him.
That's a 10 this time.
A 10? All right, you're fine.
I'm like, it goes to like, he's going for the teeth, isn't he?
Yeah, I would like to light a torch so I can see properly and take a look at this man.
So when you light the torch, you see it's a massacre in here. You guys, you guys have problems. You guys need to work out your anger issues because there are
looks like a
12
pneumatic
bodies.
railroad.
Yeah.
Hey, Phales, can you cut me off a piece?
There's I know. I'm hungry. There's maybe I think it's like 4 bodies in the pit. There's 6 bodies around the rat prince itself. Each of them have like various crossbows and daggers and just kind of whatever you saw in like the dorms in each of those nests. Nothing too crazy. On the rat prince itself, you have the crown, which is not gold. It's a shiny yellow metal pounded to look like a little makeshift crown. Should you bring it somewhere, it might be a cool trophy. And someone would probably respect the hell out of you for grabbing that off of something that made it in Drakkenheim. That'd be pretty cool, but it won't sell for anything. It provides no use to anybody. Its teeth, it is 4 delirium crystals that are worth 100 gold a pop. So the same ones you got from the eyes. There are the front 2 from the top and the front 2 from the bottom. And if you pop all those out,
are they just kind of like embedded in his jaw?
They're just straight up like they're. It almost looks like he took his teeth out and put in delirium shards and then ground them down.
I was imagining he had like a denture situation. That's wild.
So they were actively delirium shards. So as you may not have seen it directly, but Erasmus was bitten twice from literally delirium shards. So what you're looking at is not like a coating; it is actively delirium crystals.
Wow, how useful!
So you get 4 of those. They're 100 gold pop.
I have a delirium grill.
Yeah, exactly like the eyes from the idol. So same price, size, the whole 9.
Cool, we've got
yeah, he's got two short swords on him. Nothing fancy. Quite frankly, they're pretty terrible. And then a hand crossbow. I will say that in one of the bags on his waist. I just had it pulled up. Hold on, let me pull it back up. It looks like it's a special type of ammunition.
Ooh. A shame he never got to use it.
We'll be taking that while you figure out what to do with it later.
Were his short swords magical?
They
hit like magical.
Yeah, they hit like buses. No, they were not. They're just regular short swords. Regular short swords. Okay, so you find 10 pieces of these ammunition. They look like they are tipped with delirium.
Ooh.
The most expensive arrows in all of Drakkenheim.
Yeah, it's not pure. It's not like crystals of delirium.
Right.
But it looks like it's, like they broke off a piece of delirium and attached it to the end of it. It's considered laced with delirium. So it does do more damage. It causes contamination because it is actively delirium. But it's not like if you were trying to sell it, it would be like 5 gold for the lot. It wouldn't be a lot.
I use hand crossbows. That'd be really good for me to save spell slots.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's 10 of those, and they're considered contaminated ammunition. And I can give you the stat block. I will send it to you.
Oh yes, please. Thank you.
Nice.
I'll just drop it in the chat here.
Beautiful. Yeah.
How you doing down there, Felix?
I'm feeling curious. I'm gonna go to that first T junction that we never explored.
The one up north or the one to the south?
I am gonna shout up. Hey guys, I'm gonna just take a quick look around. Come get me if I scream, I guess.
I love this. So funny.
And very scared. I think I'm just gonna run to get it over with. I'm gonna run up to that junction that we didn't go up.
Okay,
the one going north.
The one going north. Okay, great. So you run up that way. You look left and right. Oddly, you don't see anything. You hear scurrying. Very similar to what you heard whenever they fled. Kind of off to your right, but it is fading. And as you kind of with your torch walk into this place, you see a familiar style of like the dorms that you had experienced earlier. To your left and to your right, there's a little bit of those, but less passageways. It looks like it's a very limited kind of section. So the one to the left starts to be like, it looks like the lived-in like den portion, and there seems to be a lot of openings that way. To the right, it seems like there's less, but similar vibe. So you are in kind of like the apartment section of the burrow.
And like peeking in, do I see any of the rattlings?
From where you are right now, no, you don't see any of them.
Okay, I would like to just look around and see if there's anything worth stealing here.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
All right.
And alongside that, go ahead and roll me a stealth check with advantage.
All right, that's
your thing is that you are trying to pretend that you are a group of adventurers, not just you. So that's what the stealth is for.
Okay, so that is a 13 for the stealth check and a 15 for the investigation.
Okay, perfect. So the stealth check is fine. You managed to make enough noise for 3 people, so you can. It sounds like you are a much bigger group. On a 15, you find actually a decent amount of stuff. So you find 2 potions of healing. And
good man.
So glad I came down here.
Right? I gotta learn to not sleep on stuff. I got this.
And 14 gold. And these are just kind of like tucked in to the nest. And you also find 2 delirium slivers.
Oh my god.
And as you're poking around, you do find another food cache. There's no one in this one. This one basically just looks
remnants
like
of people?
fruit and stuff. Actually, this one kind of looks like fruit, which is, I guess, in its own way, comforting. But you do find in this thieves' tools, a poisoner's kit, an herbalism kit, alchemist supplies, and 2 more potions of healing.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Okay, that was thieves' tools, poisoner's kit, alchemist supplies, 2 potions of healing.
Herbalism.
Thank you.
Yep.
This is awesome. This is awesome. Ghost still in that your like spirit?
It'll last for another 5 rounds.
Okay.
So if it takes 30 seconds for him, then it's done.
Yeah, it'll probably be about a minute or 2.
It's a few minutes, I think. Yeah.
So by the time he comes back, it'll be gone.
Okay, so I'll just heal my last healing then.
Yeah. So just.
Well, no, you get
just-
5 rounds of healing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
The
like,
remainder of the
So
healing.
10.
yeah. So sprinting back to the temple, the passageway that we didn't go down that also wasn't collapsed.
Yep. So you head to the south, and at that first T-junction, you make a left. That dumps you into the temple. Yeah. And then the one that you did collapse, there is a hole bored into it. And that's where you hear the kind of noise and kind of a lot of frightened screaming. So it's coming from that room.
Okay.
But
And
nothing
then
in this room.
so there's a room that I hear that sound from,
Yep.
and then there's another passage that we didn't go down, right?
At this point, you have cleared everything except for that room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would like, God, I would like to just see if I can see anything in there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception check. Do you want to be hidden or you want to?
I would like to approach this from stealth for once.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll stealth. And we'll see how it goes.
All right, that's a 13.
13. Okay. On perception or stealth?
Oh, sorry, 13 on the stealth.
Okay. Cool. So stealth. Is fine. Go ahead and roll
Perception.
perception.
That's 15.
15. Okay. So luckily you managed to catch a glimpse into this room without being overt about it, which is pretty tricky. You're the only source of light in this area.
Yeah, so they know somebody's here, but they hopefully don't know precisely where I am.
Exactly. And, you put your torch down, don't put it out, but put it down, and you kind of like peek your head around so you kind of get a little bit of a glimpse without revealing too much. You see 7 ratlings kind of huddled together in this with their knives out and like little hand crossbows out, and they're like ready to defend them. This is like kind of their last holdout. There is another passageway to the east that starts in dirt and then ends in stone, and so it looks like that's the sewer, the way out through the sewer. And they are essentially just huddled in this place, and this looks like if a living room were in a den. That's kind of like what this would be. There's various different like tools everywhere. It looks like they're trying to improvise explosives. Like they got a bunch of stuff going on here. This is kind of like where they all hang out. And there's about 7 of them kind of huddled on the eastern wall. And they see your light, and they're like kind of looking in that direction. They're like, I don't know where I hear them in the right, I hear them in the left. Like, what's going on? They killed the rat prince. They killed the seer. We're like they're coming for us next. They're huge. They're massive. And you just kind of look and you see them, but nothing in here looks overtly valuable. You see like tools and stuff, but like nothing like that screams value.
Just stuff that they're messing around with.
Pretty much. So like example, you see tinker's tools, alchemist tools, that stuff, but like nothing overtly bad.
I would love to just God. Yeah, I wanted to just like kind of shout into the space. Which you is best at magic?
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
I want to see which one gets shoved forward. Oh, okay, that's a natural 19.
Sick.
For for a 21.
21. Okay. So you hear them. Not only do you hear them, but you see them jump like 6 inches off the ground. They're like, no, it's you. No, it's got to be you. No, it's not you. And then they just start fighting amongst each other, and you just see someone gets like pushed out, and in the middle of him pushing out, he like drops his sword and his hand crossbow, and he just stands there. And he doesn't even look up at you. He just stands stock still, like you can't see, like you're a T-Rex. He's like,
Do you want to learn to use delirium?
no.
Sure?
Doesn't even look up, just like sitting. No, what? And kind of like starts to look up into the direction of you. I imagine you're still kind of like tucked around the corner.
We get a little rat apprentice. I swear to God.
Hey, I could just leave you guys here. That's fine. But if you want to come with, I can teach you how to do all that stuff.
They are so fucking scared right now. So they just, No, please leave, please. Yes, please leave, please leave, please. And he kind of like starts to.
No, that's
back
fine. Throw
up
me
to
those
the
tools.
group. Okay. And he's like doing all these like hands up.
Go back in. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Grabs them and then just kind of like walks towards where you are. Still doesn't. It's not even like looking up at you. Just like and kind of like throws them your way. It's like little packs of tools. So he's like 15, 20 feet from you at the front. He kind of throws these.
I'm gonna pull out a scrap of parchment, and I'm hoping these guys. I'm hoping they know somebody who can read at least. I'm going to take a moment and like really nicely like calligraphy my name, and
Felix was here.
and be like, yeah, okay, so here's the inn where I'm staying. If you want to learn some magic. And I'm gonna hand it to him. I don't think he's gonna take it. I'm just gonna kind of like leave it on him, and then sprint away.
Okay. And so he said, you just kind of like put it on his shoulder, and he's like, I can't read. The only two people who could are dead. Okay, hold on. And then starts to back up to the group. And they kind of like do this thing where they're like, no, don't let him back in. And then he just kind of like forces his way back into the center of the group. As you take off down back to Basin.
Sorry, I got those Tinker's tools, right?
Yeah, so it's Tinker's and Alchemist tools.
Oh, beautiful. Let me just write that down real quick. I am going to hightail it as fast as I can. They're at the sewer entrance, so I can't go through there. So I'm gonna go back over the pit.
All right, do it.
That is an 8 this time.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you slip and you make the jump.
So you guys see Erasmus holding a torch, leap out of the darkness, hit the edge of the pit. Help!
And
I'm dropping the rope. Rice going down the
so
rope.
Funny.
Giving him a hand. Let's pull him up.
All right, so you do take
nice
from the fall. What was it? 3, 8 total damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go down and help him out.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll athletics with advantage to get out of the pit. Ryan, I am assuming you're just giving the help action on this. So Felix, go ahead and roll athletics to get out of the pit with advantage because you're getting help.
Okay. That time, that is a 14.
Okay, great. Yep. Predator, arm grab, pull, up the rope.
Now even more covered in mud and rat shit.
Yep. Awesome. So you, each of you ascend into the Never Night of Drakkenheim, into the purple haze.
Great.
It is now effectively midnight in Drakkenheim, as you find yourself in the far northwest side of the city, in the middle of the evening.
Bailey's just muttering to himself, nobody wants to learn magic anymore.
I ask, is it safe for us to hold out down there, or is there a threat?
Yeah, no, they're absolutely ruined.
They've got no defenses.
Oh, and before we go, I am gonna grab the
movable run.
The rod.
Cool.
And it's just like there's still like enough of them to be threatening, but like fully. We broke their spirits, I think. It'll be at least a few days before they work up the courage to take another swing at us.
Go on.
Let's say, Petra, you said you know of some safe places to spend the night?
And so she goes, we can look for them. They're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, let's just find an abandoned building. Like hopefully one that like where it looks like someone else has stayed before and not died.
Okay.
Let's find us a place. Find us a place we can defend.
All right, hold on one sec. I'm gonna pause this.
His hood, rest for 1 hour, and then return with the younglings scene in mind in Star Wars. No, I'm kidding.
And they come towards you. Master Phalles, we wish to learn magic.
And I'm wearing like Phalles' cloak. Like, we changed our minds. We don't want to be helpless. And I'm like, oh, it's too late for that. That is a very real thought that Erasmus has in his head, though. And if I were a more reckless player, I would. But they are broken. Their spirits are broken.
Oh yeah.
So if we can find a hideout for a short rest or a long rest, because I know we're down to
Probably long rest.
cantrips.
I mean, we can't do a long rest here.
That's right.
So that's right.
From long rest.
So I benefit from a short rest.
Short rest can be taken. Yes.
We're gonna do short rest at the earliest possible opportunity. As soon as we find somewhere
I'm resting right now.
Somewhere defensible where we're not gonna get murdered in the middle of resting.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, go ahead. You're gonna have to spend an hour to try and find a safe spot.
We're doing it quietly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even need to roll for that. It's part of the mechanics. You just as long as you spend that hour,
find a spot.
You could find
Hell yeah.
a safe spot.
And we can spend hit dice as well to heal.
Okay, so we find our spot. We are attempting a short rest. Do we succeed at our short rest?
You do succeed at your short rest. Yes.
Get that spell back. Get that spell slot back.
And as we return back to the map, you are still near number 6, which is Rat's Nest Tavern. The way out is also going to be, if you go the same route, give or take, that you did before, it's going to be 3 random encounters. And then a random encounter on the road to Emberwood. So 4 total random encounters on your way out. We can kind of yada our way through the actual movement. So crossing the river.
But that's the encounters that we got to go through.
Yeah. So we can just go ahead and do that. Unless there is somewhere else you would like to go within Drakkenheim this evening. We can just call that you're going to Emberwood and roll those encounters and
I mean, were we gonna like short rest until morning, or like just short rest and try to
it's up to you.
I figure short rest till morning. I don't want to travel through Drakkenheim.
Yeah,
I can't see in the dark.
That's the
travel.
intention. Yeah,
and I don't want to be a beacon.
Spend the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, aid will wear off. And so we all go down in those hit points.
Yeah. Yeah, and just traveling back.
We're gonna find. Yep, gonna find a place.
There are more things I'd like to do. I'm feeling ready for it. But we do have a rescued sister to take back.
Right. Do you share your how do you divvy up the stuff that, if at all, that you found? Because we
Right. Okay, so that's what I have right now. Yeah, I think I found 4 potions of healing. So yeah, I'm gonna give 2 to each of you because I think do I still have one? Yeah, I still have one for me, right? So
I have one. So if you take one, I'll take one.
I have
Ryan
one.
takes...
Okay, I have one. So
yeah. Okay. So I give I guess 1 to each of you, and I keep 2 for myself. Then
that's perfect.
You did the work.
Do either of you want a set of thieves' tools?
I actually am proficient in thieves' tools.
Cool. Yeah, because they're expensive. Like I think they're like 100 gold if we buy them in town.
Yeah.
So cool. Thieves' skills for you.
Thieves' tools.
Oh yeah, and that hand crossbow and the bag of contaminated ammunition.
I'm taking that.
That's for you, yeah.
Quick.
And yeah, I'm gonna wear the Rat Prince's crown.
Oh my god.
A nice touch. It's a nice touch. Hey, Phalles, that was a. I have to say, I wasn't sure when you just went back down there. You know what? Good haul.
You know, I wasn't sure either, but everything's just been going so well for us. I thought, what's the worst that could happen?
And then it did.
Hey, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. But the three of us together,
With
this has
Petra.
gone well. This has gone well. Absolutely. Like we're a bit like each is an individual spice that is good independently. You put it together, that's the sauce.
I'm gonna
That's
like
the sauce.
gesture at you to just like not do the talking about eating
Yeah,
stuff.
you can see that
Spices, just spices.
Scalise is also a little bit uncomfortable.
Meanwhile, Petra, totally fine. Is like, yeah, no, I mean,
She's
I understand
oblivious.
that analogy. Yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah.
Spices. Talk about spices and how well we
Yeah.
meld together.
Yeah.
Thought that was a good thing. Okay then. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so
And we
we
found
got
a
our short
place.
rest. Did we make it through the night?
You did make it through the night. Yes.
Yes. All right, traveling back.
Yep. So
I think we're probably going slower pace today since we're not trying to like
Slow,
go back
I
into
imagine so.
Drakkenheim today
Yeah.
after we get back.
yeah, I imagine so. Okay, so either normal or slow.
I think we're going slow
Super
Slow.
slow.
because
Okay.
we're really in no rush.
So if that's the case, then it is going to be much more than 4 encounters. It's going to be close to 8.
Okay, you know what?
Um,
Let's maybe slow down
but-
like if we get closer to the end.
Normal.
But you can do those. That being said, you get the ability to use stealth.
Yeah, we can move stealthily.
You can make perception checks normally. Like there's you can avoid stuff should you.
That's
want to.
that's true. Let's try that. I think we can make it through with the ability to use stealth. I think we can make it through.
Cool. Okay, so who wants to roll? Each of you are going to be rolling 3, but we're going to go ahead and we'll cycle through. So who wants to roll the first one?
Do we want to do this now or start the next session?
I kind of want to like kick this off.
Kick this off. Okay.
See
Yeah.
where we're at.
We
and
know
then,
so we know what we're
Yeah.
going into.
And
What
then,
we're
and,
going
then, and then we'll
through.
end exactly. Yeah. So that was the
Perfect.
game plan. We'll kick off the first encounter and then essentially start your next day in Drakkenheim. One of the few groups to actually have spent an evening within the walls of Drakkenheim and lived to tell the tale and thrived, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's the first victim who's going to roll me a D100?
I'll do it.
Doing it? All right, let's get it.
12.
12. Okay. 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 So as you start you wake up, not really rested, but you do get the benefits of a short rest, so heal, should you need to. You shift your packs. How long does the spell last to carry the shard?
It lasts an hour, but it's a ritual, so I kind of have to just recast it every hour.
Okay. So if that's the case, yeah, just as a reminder for each of the encounters you're going to be doing, you do have that unless you choose not to, and you can leave it wherever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be carrying it with us on the way out.
Great. So you start to kind of make your way through into the sprawl, the north western side of the city, and everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check as you kind of start to make your way through this in the early morning hours within Drakkenheim.
That's 8 for me.
Yeah, I also got an 8.
Sick.
I got an. Oh no, I got an 11.
Okay. Yeah, it actually was 10, so perfect. So as each of you are kind of like moving through, you don't hear it quite right away, but Ryan, you hear it. And it's just dum, 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 just like big, slow, conscious footsteps across one of the larger streets, kind of heading towards, I forget where Kingsgate. That's too far north. Where's Kingsgate? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Actually, yeah. So you pretty much it's a good spot for it. So as you're heading to the sprawl, you hear these large lumbering footsteps, and you kind of pop your head around one of the corners. You see a massive troll, kind of thudding down the street, and on his back he's got a really large pack, with a tankard, so like a full-blown cask of ale that seems to be like slowly dripping out the bottom of it, and just kind of moving, holding kind of both straps of the pack as he kind of moves through. Before he even gets close, you smell him. And he smells awful. Not only because it's a troll, but also because of the pack that he's carrying. And it is slowly kind of walking in your direction, but hasn't seen you quite yet. And that is where we're going to go ahead and leave off. So as you run into this troll wanderer through the cities in the morning light of Drakkenheim, as you slowly start to make your way out of the city with both of your quarries in tow. Yeah.
I can't help but, and I'm not going to be, troll! What was that awful movie? Anyway, there's an awful troll movie where all they did is yell, troll! Wow.
They're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me! Oh my god!
Nope, we're gonna be fine. We'll do a little bob and weave, a little hiding. I don't know. Maybe that ale is worth something. Holy crap! Okay.
Yeah.
That ale's just gonna get like dumped on us. Like I don't think we want that ale. I think we want to hide.
Contaminated.
Yes. I think we just want to get now. Though it's a monster, so.
This is the first of our 8 encounter rolls, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Technically 9, because you need one going back.
We don't know that, and
we need to get.
We know that we're nowhere near home.
Yeah, we know we've got a long way to go.
And I think we're motivated to get Petra back. I mean, that kind of appeals. I think that appeals at least to some of our.
Oh yeah.
You know what? We want to do the right thing. We want to build a reputation.
Petra better give us a 5 out of 5 star review for
for Uber drivers.
Right.
Dang.
Druger in Drakkenheim.
That was some ratty fun, man.
That was a wild ride. You guys did great. That was awesome.
I'm so happy we killed the rat prince or king or whatever he was.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
We couldn't leave him alive.
Man, I was kind of hoping he'd survive. Like I like making enemies. I like having nemesis.
There's enough of those.
We had too good of an opportunity to kill him, but it's just like this man is gonna find us as we try to sleep tonight. I do not want to wake up to this man.
Yeah, I don't want to wake up to delirium teeth. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah,
I was awesome. 100% like looking at those 11 delirium shards I have though, and being like, well, if only I had 21 more.
Well, because you have 6 delirium shards, the 100 gold ones.
Yeah, there were.
And then you have slivers, and I don't remember.
Oh no, sorry, not shards, slivers. Yeah, Those have it's the 100 GP slivers, and then I have the 1 shard worth 500.
And how much is the big chunker?
That one is from. You have to give that to River. I mean, you
and
can
that one's
keep
going
it,
to the
but
Amethyst
River's
Academy,
not going to be happy with you.
I'm all starting to believe Phalles does not give a shit about the Amethyst Academy. He's here to do business, and honestly,
he's standing on business.
It's Drakkenheim,
get
man.
us kitted out every time we go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so those slivers would be 10 gold pop.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Nice. Wait. So, were all the slivers? Okay. So it was
there were 6 of the big ones, which they're technically called fragments.
Okay, 6 fragments.
And the slivers are chips, delirium chips, and
chips,
those are 10. Yeah. I'd actually find the layout. They called them slivers in the loot table, but these ones specifically, they have them played out of chips, fragments, shards, and then crystal. And chips are 10, fragments are 100, shards are 500, crystals 1,000. So there was chips, and then you got some fragments.
This is fun. This is a fun campaign. I mean, this is a module.
Yeah,
and it's
good time.
really
well
fun.
written.
It's amazingly well written. I'm a huge fan of this module.
I'm surprised.
It's a good time.
It's God, it's wild experiencing a module and not constantly thinking like, well, I wouldn't have written it like that. Like,
yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah, they really did a fantastic job with this.
That's cool. Well, and because I usually have your guys' homebrew worlds. that are phenomenal. I'm like, come on, you're not going to give me some, not going to make us go to some module, are you? Oh, shit. It's good.
Yep, it's good.
Awesome.
It's good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta head out. So.